It was a cool and perfectly clear evening. The stars were shining incredibly bright over the sleeping city. We were simply cruising along the endless coastline, actively searching for that one perfect musical wave, that absolutely unique and undeniable sound. There is absolutely no unnecessary rushing tonight. There is zero stress in the atmosphere, just a smooth and heavy bouncing bass line, the fresh ocean breeze blowing through the open window in the long stretch avenue that inevitably leads us toward our ultimate destination. Just recline your seat, let the mind drift, and listen to this heavy rhythm. We smoothly rolled out of the neighborhood right when the metropolis was beginning to submerge into a deep and heavy sleep, permanently leaving behind all of those chaotic daily worries and the empty commercial hustle. The heavy engine is operating incredibly quiet. The wide white wall tires are softly whispering against the cooling asphalt. We are gliding directly through the scattered neon lights like two invisible phantoms navigating inside this gigantic concrete labyrinth. I look at these completely empty streets and I clearly remember those distant historical times when we possessed absolutely nothing except a massive unbreakable dream and an old deteriorating cassette tape recorder. The people constantly looked us directly in the eyes and told us that we were foolishly wasting our precious time, that this underground street music was never going to generate a single shiny penny, and that we were simply constructing naive and fragile castles in the sky. But we stubbornly continued to grind every single night inside that claustrophobic basement, meticulously tuning the heavy drum kicks, discovering the correct soulful chord progressions until our fingers were completely going numb from the physical exhaustion. And right now we are confidently cruising inside this immaculate classic vehicle, and those exact same doubting individuals are watching us pass with heavy envious stares, desperately trying to comprehend exactly how we managed to successfully crux this complicated like code. I take a very deep breath, absorbing the salty ocean breeze, and I realize with absolute clarity that this entire difficult multi-year journey was undeniably worth the heavy struggle. We never chased the cheap television popularity or the fast and dirty money. We were exclusively searching for genuine internal harmony. Yeah, that perfect delicate balance between the heavy street rhythm and the deep philosophical message. And while these artificial cardboard celebrities are desperately trying to shine brighter than each other on the digital screens, we are meticulously creating our own massive independent universe, executing the master plan slowly with maximum confidence, without any unnecessary information or static. My loyal brother is sitting right there in the passenger seat, quietly harmonizing a beautiful brand new melody. And I recognize that this specific midnight belongs entirely and exclusively to the two of us.
When the heavy city finally goes to sleep and all the bright lights slowly fade away,
we are discovering our genuine path right here
in the middle of the absolute dark.
Nobody in this entire world possesses the capacity to stop our momentum right now. We got this perfect music
oozing away,
and we are holding on to it incredibly tight. Yeah, leave absolutely all of your heavy doubts and insecurities miles behind in the rear view mirror. Simply allow this warm and melodic rhythm to guide your spirit forward. This is our officially designated time. This is our long and beautiful highway, and we know to keep cruising down this road until the ultimate victorious conclusion.
When the heavy city underneath goes to sleep and all the bright lights slowly fade away,
we are discovering our genuine path right here in the middle of the absolute dark. Nobody in this entire world possesses the capacity to stop our momentum right now. They call this perfect music
oozing away,
and we are holding on to it incredibly tight. We smoothly navigate the heavy chassis onto the long and deserted midnight highway, leaving the loud and chaotic central districts miles and miles behind our rear bumper.
Our vintage dashboard radio is quietly broadcasting a classic and emotional soul record and let warm mellow frequency penetrates directly into the center of the heart, reminding us of those monumental musical legends who originally paved this heavy and difficult road for our generation. The music industry today is completely overflowing with fabricated plastic smiles and absolutely hollow promises. Individuals are willing to instantly sell their eternal soul for one temporary commercial hit record. They blindly sign the heavy oppressive contracts without ever attempting to read the microscopic print at the bottom of the page.
Yeah. I open my eyes and look at the exact same gray concrete ceiling. Every single morning begins like a heavyweight title fight. Yeah. Opponent is the reality of life, and it strikes without any regulated rules. You breathe in the cold air and realize the universe is never handing out any favors. Listen to the rhythm, it beats exactly like an exhausted human heart. Life is not a beautiful cinematic movie with a predictable and happy conclusion. It is a highly complicated sacro-sifting labyrinth where every single corner might be a permanent dead end. I observe the people breaking down underneath the unbearable weight of their daily situations. Their spines are physically bending from the massive gravity of the debts and the shattered expectations. We are all running inside this gigantic mechanical wheel, desperately trying to generate a little bit of currency, just trying to maintain the baseline voltage and keep the lights on until the end of the month. I remember the historical days when we genuinely possessed those bright and monumental aspirations. We looked at the midnight sky and mathematically calculated that the entire world was resting at our feet. But the harsh environment rapidly and ruthlessly cuts the power supply to your highest dreams. It violently drops you onto the rough pavement and forces you to memorize the most brutal lessons in the book. My childhood associates slowly evaporated into these freezing and unforgiving alleyways. Some of them selected the path of least resistance and ended up locked behind a heavy steel perimeter. Some of them attempted to drown the psychological trauma at the bottom of a glass and permanently lost their own identity. Every single morning you are obligated to equip this heavy invisible tactical armor, because the society demands you to remain solid. It never forgives the tears and it never believes the fabricated excuses. You have to conceal your absolute exhaustion behind a stretched and completely artificial smile, nodding your head and pretending the system is running smoothly, even when the motherboard is burning and the soul is tearing apart. This massive gravity is constantly pushing down on my shoulders, but I continue to walk through the pouring rain. The envelopment strikes with a heavy force, leaving the deep scars, but these scars are making the mentality completely zane. Every single step is requiring enough phenomenal effort. We breaking the concrete walls with our bare human hands. Nobody ever promised the navigation was gonna be easy. We're simply learning to survive across these days. This massive gravity is constantly pushing down on my shoulders, but I continue to walk through the pouring rain. The environment strikes with a heavy force, leaving the deep scars, but these scars are making the mentality completely insane. Every single step is requiring enough phenomenal effort. We breaking the concrete walls with our bare human hands. Nobody ever promised the navigation was gonna be easy. We simply learning to survive across these barren lands. Sometimes I genuinely feel like I'm standing on the absolute edge of a massive black abyss, and one incorrect tactical maneuver could permanently erase everything that was constructed with such phenomenal difficulty. This entire societal structure was originally engineered to keep the population grounded at the absolute bottom, but greedily consumes our raw energy, feeding on our daily procrastination and our deepest internal fears. They project the beautiful lifestyle on the television screen, forcing you to believe in a hollow and manufactured illusion. The concept of genuine happiness can simply be purchased at a high-end commercial establishment.
But I am way too educated on the actual sacrosanct tossed of that beautiful and fake digital render. The real existence is having in white hair inside these claustrophobic and poorly ventilated concrete apartments, where the individuals are calculating every single penny and sacrificing their youth for a highly questionable future. But there's a constant and exhausting psychosocial warfare taking place directly inside of your own cerebral cortex. Waking up in the middle of the night with the heavy anxiety, desperately troubleshooting the errors of your own mind via weed, pushing. With the real thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I step into the subterranean chamber, breathing in the dust and the heavy damp air. The commercial radio is pumping out the poison, but we operating completely outside of their artificial jurisdiction. This is the hidden sanctuary for the authentic architects of the rhythm. I am plugging in the heavy and analog cables, warming up the vintage machinery, watching the red lights blink in the absolute pitch black darkness. We do not need $1 million studio or a corporate executive trying to dictate the direction of this heavy coaching. I am physically digging through the plastic milk crates, blowing a thick layer of dust off a completely forgotten piece of vintage vinyl. I drop the heavy needle and listen to the warm crackle, searching for that specific fraction of a second. The raw, unfiltered emotion permanently trapped inside the wax. We are the modern day alchemists, extracting the raw acoustic minerals and finally transforming them into pure underground gold. You see these mainstream artists dancing on the television screens, wearing the shiny fabricated jewelry and pushing the completely artificial narrative, but they possess absolutely zero connection to the original foundation. They are simply visiting the neighborhood as wealthy tourists, stealing the vocabulary and mimicking the heavy aggressive posture. But down here in the basement, the atmospheric pressure is incredibly immense. You cannot fake the authenticity when you are passing the microphone in the middle of a crowd in this sweaty cipher. The syllables have to connect like a heavy combination of professional punches, leaving a permanent psychological bruise upon the instrumental. We breathing life into the underground, operating deep below the street, preserving the heavy culture with the raw and unapologetic beat. You can keep the shiny trophies in the temporary mass of fame. We the invisible foundation, holding up the architecture of the game. We breathing life into the underground, operating deep below the street, preserving the heavy culture with the raw and unapologetic beat. You can keep the shiny trophies in the temporary mass of fame. We the invisible foundation, holding up the architecture of the game. The temperature is rapidly rising in the underground bunker. The concrete walls are practically sweating from the heavy acoustic vibration. We do not utilize the auto-tune or the digital pitch corrections. We strictly embrace the raw physical imperfections, because that is exactly where the human soul comfortably resides. I ain't striking the rubber bands on the sampler with a heavy calculated force, chopping up a melodic dollar piano, looping marrying you perfectly to a heavy distorted kick drum. This is a scientific laboratory where the danger of your elements of the street are carefully combined to create an explosive auditory chemical reaction. The surface level of the city is completely oblivious to the massive tectonic shifts happening directly beneath their expensive leather shoes. They are blindly consuming the fast food equivalent of the music, perfectly packaging and tidily devoid of any actual nutritional value. But we are trucking a heavy magnificent feast, the prone to us bestowed, feeding the starving minds of the people who desperately require the absolute uncut
truth. I see the massive record label trying to manufacture the rebellious spirit, packaging the revolution in a cheap plastic wrapper and selling it back to the terrified suburban masses. But the actual revolution is never going to be televised. It is being meticulously recorded on the dusty in that cassette tape in a claustrophobic room with absolutely zero ventilation. Booyah, the invisible ghosts permanently haunting the machinery on the industry. A constant heavy reminder of the original lessons that they systematically attempting to assassinate. We breathe the life into the underground, operating deep below the street. Conserving the heavy culture with the raw and unapologetic beat. You can keep the sunny trophies in the temporary massive fame. We the invisible foundation, holding up the architecture of the game. We breathe the life into the underground, operating deep below the street. Preserving the heavy culture with the raw and unapologetic beat. You can keep the sunny trophies in the temporary massive fame. We the invisible foundation, holding up the architecture. Listen to the heavy bass line slowly crawling through the concrete pipes, violently vibrating the foundation of the massive corporate skyscrapers. The underground is not just a geographical physical location. It is a heavily fortified psychological state of mind. It is the absolute stubborn refusal to compromise your heavy artistic integrity for a larger mathematical figure or a banking statement. We operate in the dark shadows by our own deliberate choice, because the harsh spotlight has a proven tendency to completely bleach the authentic color out of your original vision.
Growing up on these broken sidewalks initially felt like a fascinating game. We were running through the dusty courtyards, kicking an old deflated ball, until the absolute pitch black darkness arrived. Completely unaware that the shadows on the brick walls were getting significantly longer, and the stakes in this life were rapidly increasing. The older cats were always standing on the corners, possessing that cold, calculated gleam in their eyes that easily captivated us. Naive little kids with the fake delusion of power and the promise of effortless money. I can distinctly remember that harsh smell of burning rubber and cheap tobacco permanently hanging in the humid air. My block never forgave a single moment of weakness or hesitation. If you do not strike first, you are guaranteed to remain lying on the filthy asphalt. I spent countless hours staring at those flashing police lights, painting the neighborhood in a terrifying combination of red and blue, assuming it was just a regular part of the daily scenery. But that grim landscape was slowly, drop by drop, penetrating directly into my bloodstream. Step by step, I forgot about the school textbooks and began diligently studying the brutal laws of urban survival. These avenues do not hand out beautiful diplomas, they hand out deep physical scars and psychological trauma. I witnessed with my own two eyes how my closest childhood friend permanently traded his brightest dreams for a quick and dirty profit. That was the very first warning sign, but I was way too foolish to understand the message. The neighborhood had already started, slowly dragging me down to the absolute bottom, wrapping my young mind in its sticky and lethal promises. The neighborhood took my soul and dragged me deep under the ground. I desperately try to swim against the current, but I'm absolutely bound. Naively believe you can escape, but the cold streets are holding tight. The hood pulled me under the water and permanently swallowed the light. The neighborhood took my soul, dragged me deep under the ground. I desperately try to swim against the current, but I'm absolutely bound. Naively believe you can escape, but the cold streets are holding tight. The hood pulled me under the water and permanently swallowed the light.
Time was flying incredibly fast, exactly like a blind bullet fired recklessly in the vacant midnight alleyway. I barely turned 16 years old and I had already perfectly mastered the bitter taste of betrayal and the unbearable weight of irreplaceable losses. Out here you constantly have to wear a heavy mask of complete indifference so that nobody ever catches a glimpse of your internal Sarah. I bury my true emotions deep down inside my chest, locking them behind a heavy steel vault. Because at these violent intersections, any display vulnerability is an instantaneous death sentence. We used to gather in the dark and smoke filled stairwells, constructing grandiose plans that were destined to shatter into a million pieces. Equally delighting of empty illusions among the crew. Every single new night was a dangerous game of Russian roulette with a fully loaded cylinder. You silently step out of your front door and you never know for certain if you were going to make it back before the morning though. I remember spending hours staring at the brightly lit windows of those wealthy and comfortable apartments across the city, constantly asking myself the exact same question. What does it actually feel like to live a completely normal existence? To live without this permanent nervous reflex of looking over your shoulder, without the wailing police sirens violently tearing apart the silence in the middle of the night. But this brain metropolis left us with absolutely no more no choices. Yeah, this entire system was originally designed to ensure that we could never successfully navigate our way out of this concrete labyrinth. I watched the strongest and most resilient soldiers break down completely, watching their youthful ambitions turning to gray dust on these ruthless pavements. And our personal started to undergo an irreversible transformation. My heart was gradually covered by thick and impenetrable layer of ice. I became freezing cold, extremely calculated, and willing to do absolutely anything just to survive until the next foggy morning. A neighborhood greedily absorbed my tears and returned nothing but pure, concentrated anger. The neighborhood took my soul and dragged me deep under the ground. I desperately tried to swim against the current, but I'm absolutely bound. The neighborhood took my soul. Neighborhood took my soul. The neighborhood, my soul, took my soul. I desperately tried to swim against the current. Took my soul. The neighborhood took my soul. Neighborhood took. Growing up on these broken sidewalks initially felt like a fascinating game. Growing up on these broken sidewalks. Growing up on these broken sidewalks. Yeah, growing up, growing up, growing up, growing up, growing up, growing up. Growing up on these broken sidewalks. Growing up on these broken sidewalks. Growing up on these broken. 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 Growing up on these broken sidewalks initially felt like a fascinating game. We were running through the dusty courtyards, kicking an old deflated ball into the absolute pitch black darkness. Arrived completely unaware. Different shadows on the brick walls, working insignificantly longer. And the stakes in this life were rapidly increasing. The older cats were always standing on the corners, possessing that cold, calculated gleam in their eyes that easily captivated us. Naive little kids with the fake illusion of power and the promise of effortless money.
Everybody loves to talk about loyalty until the temperature rises. I look around the perimeter and all I see is a massive canyon between the ones who actually build and the ones who just hypothesize. That is the fundamental difference. I remember the days when we were splitting the bread and breaking the crust, sitting in the claustrophobic apartments with nothing but a pocket of dust. We swore an oath to the brotherhood, a heavy, unbreakable trust, until the shiny reflection of the currency started turning your loyalty to rust. Now you looking at me from across the table like I'm a sudden stranger, but who was the one stepping up into the middle of the heavy danger? I was constructing a solid foundation while you were sleeping upon the couch, complaining about the cards you were dealt with, a heavy perpetual slouch. You claiming the system is thoroughly broken and nobody is giving you a chance, but the truth is you never were willing to enter the heavy mechanical dance. I'm seeing directly through the transparent facade and the plastic smile you wear. You made a phenomenal error, something that anybody is actually gonna care. All your fabricated street glory is a momentary illusion of the mind, a temporary state of existence that I am leaving completely far behind. I'm standing right here like a monolithic structure of reinforced titanium steel, while you are perpetually struggling to figure out exactly how to feel. The difference between us is that I am willing to completely drown for the principles I hold. Are you all ready to sell your entire future for a little microscopic piece of gold? I am writing my permanent legacy using the sweat and the blood from my vein, leaving a massive undeniable footprint directly inside of the pouring rain. You continually searching for the elevator to get to the top of the penthouse floor, but the cable is snapped and you gotta take the concrete stairs right through the heavy iron door. So tell me, what is the actual difference between reality and your fictional dream? When the structural walls are collapsing and nobody can hear you scream. We standing on opposite sides of the freezing and turbulent river today. Are you clenching my fist while you are completely throwing your heavy weapons away? The difference is I treat this like a battlefield and you treat it like a game. We manufactured from completely different elements. We are never the same. So tell me, what is the actual difference between reality and your fictional dream? When the structural walls are collapsing and nobody can hear you scream. Look me directly inside of the pupils and do not attempt to look away. You thought that navigating this avenue was gonna be a beautiful holiday. This is a brutal environment. The concrete jungle is never forgiven a single weakness. You gotta physically extract no survival out of the middle of the absolute bleakness. I walked through the heavy inferno, I navigated the treachery and the malicious lies. I felt the penetration of the rusty dagger coming from the ones I utilize. The people are foolishly elevated and designated as my immediate family. Now they are standing with an extended hand and then begging for a little bit of sanity. They hoping I'll magically suffer from amnesia and forget the historical facts, but my memory is a fortified vault and the security system is fully intact. I am completely secure in the perimeter with the triple combination lock. I am not accepting your miserable apology, standing upon the heavy die. This entire operation requires a calculated and terrifyingly cold precision. You decided to be a spectator, but are you making the ultimate executive decision? I am shattering the conventional stereotypes, obliterating the
barricades in the street. You cannot begin to comprehend the magnitude of the heavy, unbearable heat. I had to permanently suffer to elevate myself to the top of this incredible height. It is not an arrogant manifestation, it is my heavily validated right. I deposited all of my personal trauma into the middle of the heavy drum snare. Why you were meticulously calculating a method to run away from the heavy nightmare. The difference is my appetite for the victory is never appropriately satisfied. I will continue to decimate the opposition until the remaining cowards have finally died. So tell me, what is the actual difference between reality and your fictional dream? When the structural walls are collapsing and nobody can hear you scream.
Yeah. Midnight. The city finally went to sleep. Just the street lights. The engine. Yeah. Keys in the ignition, left the heavy motor purr, leaving all the stress behind in the heavy blur. Rolling down the window, let the midnight ocean breeze put the heavy mind at ease. Cruising past the trees, ain't nobody calling, got the cellular off. Just the heavy bass line kicking nice and soft. Gliding on the asphalt, smooth like a ghost. Taking up the scenic route right along the coast. Looking at the stars, reflecting on the bay. Washing off the drama from a complicated day. The dashboard glowing with a neon green light. Everything is perfect in the middle of the night. We're gliding on the rhythm when the moon is shining bright. And taking it easy, riding heavy through the night. No destination, just following the groove. Watch the way the wheels and the heavy chassis move. We gliding on the rhythm when the moon is shining bright. Taking it easy, riding heavy through the night. No destination, just following the groove. Watch the way the wheels and the heavy chassis move. Pull up to the light, sitting heavy at the stop. Ain't no need to hurry, ain't no need to rush the clock. Got the classic tape playing in the stereo deck, keeping all the negative energy in check. See a couple homies cruising in the other lane. Throw a little now, we completely in the same frame. It's a different kind of therapy, driving in the dark, passing by the empty courts in the silent park. The city looks beautiful without the heavy crowd. The music in the cabin playing crisp and playing loud. So let the tires spin, let the heavy motor breathe, finding a heavy peace before it's time to leave. We gliding on the rhythm when the moon is shining bright. Taking it easy, riding heavy through the night. No destination, just following the groove. Watch the way the wheels and the heavy chassis move. We gliding on the rhythm when the moon is shining bright. Taking it easy, riding heavy through the night. No destination, just following the groove. Watch the way the wheels and the heavy chassis move. Yeah. Keep the tank full, the mind clear, smoke sailing. Yeah. Yeah. Sun is dropping low. Friday evening, feeling right. Drop the top down, listen to the fog. Yeah, rolling out the driveway, shining in the faded light. Everything is perfect, getting ready for the night. Candy paint dripping, sitting heavy on the chrome. Cruising through the city, feeling right at home. Hit the hydraulic switches, bouncing to the heavy beat. Everybody watching while we rolling down the street. Got the heavy bass thumping, rattling the trunk. Riding to the rhythm of the classic heavy funk. No drama in the air, we just keeping it so cool. Graduated smoothly from the old school. Breeze hitting the face, looking sharper than a blade. Chilling in the shadow
shadow, get the money in the shade.
You know exactly how we play it when the sun goes down. The heaviest rollers inside the whole town.
Keeping it smooth, keeping it strictly on the glide.
Welcome to the rhythm of the West Coast ride. You know exactly how we play it when the sun goes down. The heaviest rollers inside the whole town.
Keeping it smooth, keeping it strictly on the glide.
Welcome to the rhythm of the West Coast ride.
Pulling up to the park, smelling barbecue smoke. Laughing with the brothers, sharing up a good joke. Music playing loud from the speakers in the back. Staying on the grind, staying heavy on the track. We don't need a rush, taking everything so slow. Everybody knows exactly how the story go. People walking by, throwing up the peace sign. Everything is golden, everything is feeling fine. Ain't no competition when you living in the zone. Sitting like a king right upon the heavy throne. So let the sip glide and let the heavy bass drop. We rolling to the top and we're never gonna stop.
You know exactly how we play it when the sun goes down. The heaviest rollers inside the whole town.
Keeping it smooth, keeping it strictly on the glide.
Welcome to the rhythm of the West Coast ride. You know exactly how we play it when the sun goes down. The heaviest rollers inside the whole town.
Keeping it smooth, keeping it strictly on the glide.
Welcome to the rhythm of the West Coast ride. Yeah, just a regular Friday. Keep it smooth. Yeah. Shake the can, listen to the rattle. The city's my canvas. Midnight shift. Let's go. I step into the train yard, cutting the wire. My backpack is heavy, but the passion is fire. Dodging the flashlight, slipping into the dark. I'm like the phantom in the alley, leaving a heavy mark. I pick the bold color, shaking up the cry alarm. Painting up a masterpiece for them to keep their eye on. The nozzle is hissing, breathing life in the steel. Expressing to the neighborhood exactly how I feel. I outline the letters with a heavy black stroke. Disappearing in the shadows like a cloud of thick smoke. They try to buff it out, but the culture remains. A moving exhibition, rolling right on the trains. Yeah. Listen to the rattle, watch the colors collide. We painting up the city, got nothing to hide. The concrete is breathing, the murals are alive. The ultimate expression of the way we survive. Yeah. Listen to the rattle, watch the colors collide. We painting up the city, got nothing to hide. The concrete is breathing, the murals are alive. The ultimate expression of the way we survive. The moonlit sun is rising, the commuters awake. They look me not the heavy wild style that I make. A gallery of rhythm rolling into the station. A visual transmission for the whole entire nation. The transit police angry, searching for a face, but I already vanished without leaving a trace. It's a cat and mouse game, a battle of the wits. I'm dropping heavy bombs while the government sits. We turning gold walls into a heavy design, connecting every neighborhood across the transit line. So keep your eyes open when you waiting on the track. The phantom of the underground is officially back. Yeah. Listen to the rattle, watch the colors collide. We painting up the city, got nothing to hide. The concrete is breathing, the murals are alive. The ultimate expression of the way we survive. Yeah. Listen to the rattle, watch the colors collide. We painting up the city, got nothing to hide. The concrete is breathing, the murals are alive. The ultimate expression of the way we survive. The paint is dry, the message is plain. Ghost in the machine. I wrote the blueprints, check the measurements. We building this from the ground up. Yeah. Yeah. I'm spreading out the blueprint, fat on the wood, calculating every angle like the visionary should. They building up a paper house waiting to fall, but they're mixing heavy concrete, raising the wall. You gotta dig deep down to set up the base before you try to put a skyscraper up into space. I see the composition rushing, cutting the corners, end up looking like a bunch of regular mourners. I measure twice, cut once, taking my heavy time, stacking every single brick with a mathematical rhyme. The architecture of the mind is a complex design. I'm leaving an immortal legacy, walking the line. Lay the brick, makes the mortar, reaching up to the sky. We building up a heavy fortress that is never gonna die. From the basement to the roof, yeah, we making it solid. Every piece of the foundation is incredibly valid. Lay the brick, makes the mortar, reaching up to the sky. We building up a heavy fortress that is never gonna die. From the basement to the roof, yeah, we making it solid. Every piece of the foundation is incredibly valid. The scaffolding is coming down, the vision is clear. I engineered a heavy monument standing right here. They throwing stones at the glass, but it's bulletproof thick. I reinforced the heavy structure with a masterful trick. You looking from the bottom floor, staring up at the top. I built a heavy elevator and it's never gonna stop. It takes a lot of patience working out in the cold, but now the heavy architecture is a sight to behold. We weathered out the hurricane, stood in the storm. The underground syndicate breaking the norm. So let the city lights reflect on the steel and the glass. A permanent structure that is always gonna last. Lay the brick, mix the mortar, reaching up to the sky. We building up a heavy fortress that is never gonna die. From the basement to the roof, yeah, we making it solid. Every piece of the foundation is incredibly valid. Lay the brick, mix the mortar, reaching up to the sky. We building up a heavy fortress that is never gonna die. On the basement to the roof, yeah, we making it solid. Every piece of the foundation is incredibly valid. Built to last. Check the foundation. Check the foundation. Yeah, turn the meter on. Cities looks different at 3 a.m. Rain on the windshield. Yeah, I'm rolling down the avenue. The street lights are glowing. Watching how the midnight heavy traffic is flowing. Yellow submarine, diving deep in the concrete. Listening to the rhythm of the heavy city heartbeat. Yacht the wipers pushing away the heavy cold rain. Looking at the hustlers navigating the pain. I see the neon sounds reflecting right on the glass. Watching all the shadows of the underground past. They step inside the back, bringing stories untold. Some of them are shaking and some of them are bold. I look into the rearview, reading eyes in the dark. The silent observer, cruising right by the park. The meter keeps ticking and the engine keeps running. The night is so heavy, but the sunrise is coming. I carry all the secrets that the city won't keep. Driving through the avenues that never will sleep. The meter keeps ticking and the engine keeps running. The night is so heavy, but the sunrise is coming. And I carry all the secrets that the city won't keep. Driving through the avenues that never will sleep. I pick a suited businessman who's losing his mind, leaving all his heavy corporate morals behind. Then I pick a runaway who's looking for home, feeling so surrounded, but she feeling alone. I never judge the hustle, I just step on the gas, watching all the different generations just pass. I know the hidden alleys and the dead-end streets where the bitter heavy reality finally meets. It's a psychological movie playing right in my ride, with the heavy bass bumping on the driver's side. Just another graveyard shift keeping me sane, washing away the drama in the midnight rain. The meter keeps ticking and the engine keeps running. The night is so heavy, but the sunrise is coming. I carry all the secrets that the city won't keep. Driving through the avenues that ever will sleep. The meter keeps ticking and the engine keeps running. The night is so heavy, but the sunrise is coming. I carry all the secrets that the city won't keep. Driving through the avenues that ever will sleep. Shift is over. I see the sun coming up. Kill the engine. Yeah. Donna. Yeah, y'all down in the basement, just on the fingers, looking for the ghosts in the grooves. I'm flipping through the creeks in the back of the store, looking for a sound that ain't been used before. Smelling all the history trapped in the sleeve. Got the heavy magic hitting up in my sleeve. A forgotten soul sent me from 1973. Locked beside the wax, wagon the beast set free. I dropped the heavy needle, listen to the warm hints. searching for the pocket that the mainstream miss. Shake it to the left, put it on the chopping block, slicing up the horn and the ticking of the clock. Programming the kick and the heavy snare drum, making all the speakers in the studio, Resurrect the rhythm, bring the vinyl back to life. Cutting up the sample with a surgical knife. We're building up a monster from the pieces of the past. Wait to show the heavy underground is gonna last. Resurrect the rhythm, bring the vinyl back to life. Cutting up a sample with a surgical knife. We building up a monster from the pieces of the past. Making sure the heavy underground is gonna last. I isolate the bass, make it thick and make it low. Dictating the tempo in the direction of the flow. What's some modern day alchemy turning dust into gold? Taking all the stories that were never quite told. The FPC pass get the hit with the force. Riding over the rhythm like the dark heavy horse. People want the plastic but I'm serving them the raw. Operating strictly by the underground law. Every single loop is a piece of the soul. Peeping its addiction, fully under control. So past the old records, let me examine the groove. I'll give you something heavy that will make your neck pull. Resurrect the rhythm, bring the vinyl back to life. Cutting up the sample with a surgical knife. We building up a monster from the pieces of the past. Make the show the heavy underground is gonna last. Resurrect the rhythm, bring the vinyl back to life. Cutting up the sample with a surgical knife. We building up a monster from the pieces of the past. Make the show the heavy underground is gonna last. Respect the architects. Down in the basement. Get naked in the crates. Yeah. They say money changes everything, but it really just magnifies who you are. I watch the people running heavy in the daily rat race, chasing after paper with a desperate look upon their face. Everybody wants the mansion and the shiny new ride, but they burying their morals and they losing their pride. It's a cycle of triple trap and illusion of gold, selling out the heavy soul before you even get old. I see the hunger in the eyes of the young and the blind, leaving all the heavy values and the knowledge behind. They think the wealth is gonna magically erase all the pain, but it's a temporary and balling inside of the rain. You get the heavy bank account, but your spirit is poor. Always looking at the neighbor, always hungering for more. Counting up the paper, but the heavy soul is bleeding. Tell me what's the ultimate direction you are speeding. Chasing after numbers in a complicated game, but the money never fixes up the heavy mental frame. Counting up the paper, but the heavy soul is bleeding. Tell me what's the ultimate direction you are speeding. Chasing after numbers in a complicated game, but the money never fixes up the heavy mental frame. I read the books about the psychology of the mind, trying to understand the heavy motivation I find. It ain't about the heavy chains or the diamond rings, it's about the heavy freedom that the discipline brings. You can have $1 million sitting safe in the bank, but if your character is hollow, then your heavy ship sank. I'm investing in the knowledge, keeping all the vision bright, walking through the heavy shadows with a spiritual light. So let the counterfeiters hustle for the temporary thrill. I'm building up a legacy, they never gonna kill. The greatest heavy currency is a peaceful state of mind, leaving all the shallow heavy material far behind. Counting up the paper, but the heavy soul is bleeding. Tell me what's the ultimate direction you are speeding. Chasing after numbers in the complicated game, but the money never fixes up the heavy mental frame. Counting up the paper, but the heavy soul is bleeding. Tell me what's the ultimate direction you are speeding. Chasing after numbers in the complicated game, but the money never fixes up the heavy mental frame. True wealth is in the mind. Keep your vision sharp. Yeah. You better step back, yeah, and look at the situation. Don't let the laziness take you down. Yeah, You're sitting at the desk staring black at the screen, letting procrastination mess up the routine. You say you're gonna work, but you're scrolling through the phone. Now you're sitting in the dark and you're doing it alone. You gotta root the acid rough, fix the cooling fan. Stop making up excuses, time to execute the plan. You thinking you a boss, but your battery is low. You're moving way too sluggish and your render time is slow. I see you on the pitch trying to show off your feet, but you slipping on the grass and you tasting the defeat. You better pass the ball, learn the heavy geometry before you end up acting like a total comedy. You better check yourself before you wreck yourself, 'cause wasting all your time is bad for your mental health. I said check yourself before you wreck yourself, 'cause losing all your focus is bad for your mental health. You better check yourself before you wreck yourself, 'cause wasting all your time is bad for your mental health. I said check yourself before you wreck yourself, 'cause losing all your focus is bad for your mental health. You rolling in the tank, acting like you're bulletproof, but you rushing down the middle. That's the heavy goof. You didn't check the map, didn't look at the flank. Now the enemy is smiling and they're glowing up your tank. You gotta play it smart, calculate the heavy angle. If you're rushing and blind, you're gonna get into a tangle. It's all psychology playing with the human mind. If you're slipping on your goals, you're gonna be left behind. So get your motivation right, elevate your state before you realize that it's getting way too late. I'm dropping heavy knowledge, better put it in the brain before you wash your hands out the heavy pouring rain. You better check yourself before you wreck yourself, 'cause wasting all your time is bad for your mental health. I said check yourself before you wreck yourself, 'cause losing all your focus is bad for your mental health. You better check yourself before you wreck yourself, 'cause wasting all your time is bad for your mental health. I said check yourself before you wreck yourself, 'cause losing all your focus is bad for your mental health. Take the look in the mirror. Get your mind right. Sun shining through the blinds. Mine is clear today. No resistance on the wire. Listen. Woke up early, no alarm clock ringing. Hear the birds outside the window softly singing. Usually I'm fighting with the heavy procrastination, but today I got a perfect flow of motivation. Brewed the coffee black, stepping out into the sun, knowing that the heavy project's already practically done. Walking down the avenue, looking at the power lines, everything connected in the most complex designs. No static in the brain, keeping all the focus tight. Everything I calculate is coming out exactly right. Rolling down the window, feeling the breeze. Everything is flowing with absolute ease. Rolling down the window, feeling the breeze. Everything is flowing with absolute ease. Stepped into the lab, all the systems running smooth, getting locked perfectly inside the heavy groove. Checking out the relays in the whole protection grid, doing it exactly like the heavy masters did. High voltage in the room, but the energy is calm. Got the whole entire circuit resting in my open palm. No short circuits, no drops in the heavy phase, navigating perfectly through the mathematical maze. The generator's humming like a heavy bass line. Everything's grounded and the frequency is fine. Rolling down the window, feeling the breeze. Everything is flowing with absolute ease. Rolling down the window, feeling the breeze. Everything is flowing with absolute ease. Sun going down, watching all the city lights, knowing how the power travels through the heavy nights. It's a beautiful machine when you finally understand how the current keeps flowing all across the land. I paint up all the blueprints, put the heavy tools away. Didn't even have to break a single sweat today. Rolling down the window, feeling the breeze. Everything is flowing with absolute ease. Rolling down the window, feeling the breeze. Everything is flowing with absolute ease. Yeah. Keep it turret flowing. Stay grinding. Yeah. Midnight striking on the clock. The city is quiet. Just me and my boss tonight. Looking at the old photographs fading in the frame, realizing how the seasons change, but we remain the same. I used to let the heavy procrastination hold me down, walking in circles through the shadows of my own town. But tonight the mental block is finally breaking clear, looking at the mirror, confronting every hidden fear. It's a psychological shift, a different kind of growth, making promises to myself and keeping the heavy oath. Nostalgia hitting smooth like a wave upon the shore, remembering the golden days that aren't here anymore. But I take that sweet memory and turn it into fuel, learning heavy lessons from the universal school.
Cruising through the memories, keeping the mind right, finding motivation in the middle of the night. Cruising through the memories, keeping the mind right, finding motivation in the middle of the night.
Sometimes you gotta sit alone to figure out the maze, cutting through the heavy fog in the mental haze. I think about the choices in the past I didn't take, the psychology of every single move I try to make. But there's a certain kind of peace inside the quiet room, sweeping out the negative energy with a heavy broom. No more wasting time waiting for the perfect spark, I'm generating my own light right here in the dark. It's a beautiful transition when you finally understand that the power of the future is resting in your hands. So I let the bass ride and I let the synth play, building up the mindset for a brand new day.
Cruising through the memories, keeping the mind right, finding motivation in the middle of the night. Cruising through the memories, keeping the mind right, finding motivation in the middle of the night.
The mind elevated, the past is a lesson without a life sentence. Check the blueprints, synchronize the watches. We going in through the roof. 3, 2, 1, try. I'm hanging from the wire, looking at the laser beam, executing every detail of the heavy master scheme. They lock the real culture deep inside a hidden vault, trying to keep the rhythm locked inside a heavy halt. But I got the combination working in the pitch black, carrying the whole entire movement on my heavy back, cutting through the red wire, bypassing the camera lens. I don't need a massive crew, I don't need a lot of friends, just a solid dedication and a fully focused mind, leaving all the commercialized plastic far behind. The time was ticking, dropping heavy to the floor. We taking back the essence, opening the iron door.
Sound the alarm.
Yeah, the perimeter is breached. The ultimate destination has been finally reached. We taking the power black, cracking the heavy cold, running with the stolen treasure down the midnight road.
Sound the alarm.
Yeah, the perimeter is breached. The ultimate destination has been finally reached. We taking the power back, cracking the heavy cold, running with the stolen treasure down the midnight road. Sweeping through the corridor, stepping in the silent booths, pulling up the artificial industry right by the roots. They tried to manufacture greatness in the shiny lab, but everything they ever made is looking completely drab. I'm packing up the duffel bag, filling it with heavy truth, bringing back the raw emotion right into the vocal booth. Yeah, the sirens wailing, echoing across the night, but we already vanishing directly out of plain sight. A flawless execution, leaving absolutely no trace, just a heavy boom bap echoing around the place. We cracked the safe open, took the heart and took the soul. The underground syndicate is fully in control. Sound the alarm. Yeah, the perimeter is breached. The ultimate destination has been finally reached. We taking the power back, cracking the heavy code, running with the stolen treasure down the midnight road. Sound the alarm. Yeah, the perimeter is breached. The ultimate destination has been finally reached. We taking the power back, cracking the heavy code, running with the stolen treasure down the midnight road. Yeah, we got walk. Get to the game we call. Sit down at the table, start the clock. 64 squares, that game of survival. You move, listen. I'm staring at the board, analyzing every piece. The psychological warfare is never gonna cease. You slide a couple pawns trying to control the square, but I can see the heavy panic hitting in your vacant stare. I'm playing like the grandmaster, calculating in the dark, leaving every challenger with a permanent mark. You stepping with the knights, trying to be so indirect, but I'm moving up the bishops just to keep you in check. It ain't about the luck, it's the geometry of mind, leaving all your calculated strategies far behind. You thought you had a trap, but I saw it from a mile. I execute the sequence with a cold and heavy smile. Checkmate, yeah, the king is falling to the floor. We shutting down the board and we locking up the door. There is no second chance when you playing for the crown. Watch the whole entire empire slowly burning down. Checkmate, yeah, the king is falling to the floor. We shutting down the board and we locking up the door. There is no second chance when you playing for the crown. Watch the whole entire empire slowly burning down. You sacrificing pieces just to buy a little time, but every single move is a mathematical crime. I slide the heavy rook straight across the wooden line, collapsing your defense and dismantling your design. The queen is on the hunt, taking over the domain, applying heavy pressure to the center of your brain. You sweating through your shirt, the timer ticking to the end. You realize you're dealing with a force you can't comprehend. I saw 5 moves about the inevitable trap, wiping your existence entirely off the map. The strategy is flawless, the execution is cold. The greatest heavy victory that ever has been told. Checkmate, yeah, the king is falling to the floor. We're shutting down the board and we locking up the door. There is no second chance when you're playing for the crown. Watch the whole entire empire slowly burning down. Checkmate, yeah, the king is falling to the floor. We're shutting down the board and we locking up the door. There is no second chance when you're playing for the crown. Watch the whole entire empire slowly burning down. Yeah, 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 yeah. You bring a good game, but you're sitting at the wrong table. Stop the vibe. Stop the vibe. Look around you. Everybody talking what they never making moves. The truth is coming for you, man. When the fans start spinning, where you gonna hide? Listen. I look at all the fake loyalty you try and sell, but I can smell the betrayal coming from your cell. Used to be brothers, but you sold the vision for a dime. Now you're running in the shadows, running out of time. You think you build a kingdom sitting on a faulty throne, but the foundation is weak and you're standing all alone. The concrete has a memory, it remembers the pact. We were splitting every dollar, we was making the act. Now I'm reeking through your eyes and the story is clear. You the biggest opposition that I'm having this year, so let the pressure keep on building, let the temperature rise. The ultimate awakening is about to disguise. High voltage, when the fans start spinning in the place. Put the truth on the table, standing face to face. No more excuses, yeah, the narrative is done. The undisputed reckoning has only just begun. High voltage, when the fans start spinning in the place. Put the truth on the table, standing face to face. No more excuses, yeah, the narrative is done. The undisputed reckoning has only just begun. You were acting like a king, but you hiding in the closet, making complicated lies for the heavy little deposit. I see a lot of people trying to make a little name, but they never understand the mechanics of the game. We came from the basement, we was counting up the scars. Now we looking at the future and we looking at the stars. You caught the microphone was silent and the radio was dead, but the revolutionary energy is living in the head. I got the arsenal ready, sick and deep in the mind, leaving all the lazy imitation fall behind. So button up your coat because the wind is blowing cold. The ultimate disclosure was waiting to unfold. High voltage, when the fans start spinning in the place. Put the truth on the table, standing face to face. No more excuses, yeah, the narrative is done. The undisputed reckoning has only just begun. High voltage, when the fans start spinning in the place. Put the truth on the table, standing face to face. No more excuses, yeah, the narrative is done. The undisputed reckoning has only just begun. You learn a lot about loyalty, and the pressure gets applied. You were running from yourself, man. And the truth is coming to collect. Open your eyes. Yeah. So everybody, keeping it real in the struggle. The countdown is on. Underground classic 2003 vibe. pavement is slippery when it rains. A lot of snakes hiding in the tall grass. Open your eyes, listen. I walk the avenue looking at the neon sign. Everybody rushing forward, leaving all the truth behind. I see the plastic smiles walking in the crowded suites, dealing out the legacy for something that is incomplete. You chasing after shadows, looking for the golden ring, but a pup that don't know why you never really learns to sing. I keep my circle microscopic, keeping all the vision sharp, playing on the heavy bass, tearing up the wooden harp. They try to hand a contract written in the invisible ink, standing on the edge of glory, pushing you across the brink. But I was born designed to fire, walking through the heavy smoke. Got to see the hidden dagger waiting in the velvet cloak. Heavy weather, the thunder shaking up the ground when the storm hits. We the only ones around, washing all the dirt away, exposing all the fragile glass, watching all the fake illusions permanently fading past. Heavy weather, the thunder shaking up the ground when the storm hits. We the only ones around, washing all the dirt away, exposing all the fragile glass, watching all the fake illusions permanently fading past. I'm sitting in the corner analyzing every word, looking at the quiet flock, listening to the loudest bird. They loud and obnoxious, screaming for the camera flash, trading the respect they earn for a little bit of cash. But longevity is something that you gotta build a stone, sitting in the quiet room, working to the heavy bone. You thought the game was easy, playing with the cheat code, but the battery is down, you're walking on the lonely road. I keep the mental armor heavy, blocking out the static noise, operating on a level, separating men from boys. So let the rain fall down, let the heavy river rise. The truth is a wet thing cutting through the clever lies. Heavy weather, the thunder shaking up the ground when the storm hits. We the only ones around, washing all the dirt away, exposing all the fragile glass, watching all the fake illusions permanently fade past. Heavy weather, the thunder shaking up the ground when the storm hits. We the only ones around, washing all the dirt away, exposing all the fragile glass, watching all the fake illusions permanently fade past. The rain always stops eventually, but the mud stays for a while. Watch when you steppin', kicking boots tight. Yeah, up around the ground true. Look up the back to what the real survive. We out, we out, we out, we out, we out. Ring, ring, ring. Yeah, who is this? Yeah, it's me, man, just checking in. What's the word on the street? Listen, I hit you on the line cause I know you on the grind, leaving all the heavy stress and the drama far behind. I'm sitting in the lab looking out the window pane, watching how the city moves through the heavy pouring rain. You gotta stay sharp, keep your vision crystal clear. I'm calling up my brother just to see what you can hear. They talking out loud but they never making moves. We operating silent, staying perfectly in grooves. So tell me what's the plan? Are we building up the base, navigating through the shadows in this complicated place? I got the blueprint ready, sitting right up on the desk. We playing heavy chess while the others take a rest. Hold the line, yeah, the connection is strong. We've been surviving in the city so long. Keep the circle tight, never let the signal drop. We taking this journey all the way to the top. Hold the line, yeah, the connection is strong. We've been surviving in the city so long. Keep the circle tight, never let the signal drop. We taking this journey all the way to the top. So let me tell you something before the battery is dead. Keep the focus on the mission, keep the knowledge in your head. I see a lot of people trying to act like they're your friend, but loyalty is proven when you make it to the end. We came from the bottom, sharing everything we had, turning all the good times from the middle of the bad. So button up your coat, cause the wind is blowing cold. We're writing down a story that is waiting to be told. I'll meet you on the block when the sun is going down. The undisputed kings of this heavy little town. Just keep the radio silent till I give you the word, the most powerful message that you ever have heard. Hold the line, yeah, the connection is strong. We've been surviving in the city so long. Keep the circle tight, never let the signal drop. We taking this journey all the way to the top. Hold the line, yeah, the connection is strong. We've been surviving in the city so long. Keep the circle tight, never let the signal drop. We taking this journey all the way to the top. Alright, man, stay safe out there. I hit you tomorrow. Peace. It's all about the heavy grind, building the empire. Grab the iron, check it. Let Stepping in the gym, laced up, feeling so supreme. Looking at the mirror, building up the ultimate dream. Grab the heavy dumbbell, lift it with a steady pace. Ain't no competition, I'm the only one inside the race. Sweat on the towel, but the breathing is so relaxed. Moving all the iron till the muscles are fully taxed. Smooth operator, sitting heavy on the bench press. Leaving all the drama in the complicated world stress. Plays clinking together, sounding like a melody. Crafting up a legend in the physical legacy. Never in a rush, taking time between the sets. Paying every due, yeah, clearing all the heavy debts. Watch the way we live, watch the way we grow. Keeping everything heavy, keeping everything slow. We step into the iron, yeah, we're taking the crown. The undisputed champions of this heavy little town. Watch the way we live, watch the way we grow. Keeping everything heavy, keeping everything slow. We step into the iron, yeah, we're taking the crown. The undisputed champions of this heavy little town. Back to the rack, putting chalk up on the hand. The strongest individual inside the whole land. Breathing in deep, locking out the heavy weight. Pushing past the limit, yeah, opening the iron gate. Some people talking, but I'm focused on that heavy grind. Building up the body, but I'm also building up the mind. Sipping on the water, looking sharp in the classic gear. The dedication speaking in the vision is looking clear. Squatting down low, rising up like a champion. Shining in the gym brighter than the heavy sun. So raise up the shake and toast it to the heavy game. Taking all the power from the middle of the heavy pain. Watch the way we live, watch the way we roll. Keeping everything heavy, keeping everything slow. We step into the iron, yeah, we taking the crown. The undisputed champions of this heavy little town. Watch the way we live, watch the way we roll. Keeping everything heavy, keeping everything slow. We step into the iron, yeah, we taking the crown. The undisputed champions of this heavy little town. Yeah. Keep pushing the limits. Keep pushing the limits. The iron never lies. Yeah. It was all a vision. It was all a vision. It was all a vision. Wrote the script, now we live in the movie. Lights, camera, track it. I'm sitting in the chair, plotting out the master plan. Got the whole entire world resting in my heavy hand. Typing on the keys, yeah, the screen is glowing bright. Writing out the heavy script deep into the quiet night. Used to just imagine, now I'm bringing it to life. Cutting out the negative with a cinematic knife. Directing every angle, making sure the lighting glow. Running the production, yeah, I'm starring in the show. From the storyboard straight up to the silver screen. Building up the empire, living out the ultimate dream. The vision is impeccable, the narrative is bold. A legendary story that is waiting to be told. Lights, camera, watch the way we shine. Every single moment is looking so divine. We wrote the perfect story, we took it to the top. The cameras keep on rolling and we never gonna stop. Lights, camera, watch the way we shine. Every single moment is looking so divine. We wrote the perfect story, we took it to the top. The cameras keep on rolling and we never gonna stop. Editing the timeline, putting pieces in the groove. Watching how the characters elegantly start to move. Uploading the heavy file, sending it across the globe. Sitting in the studio wearing the velvet robe. We started from the bottom with a simple little thought. Taking all the heavy lessons that experience has taught. Now the audience is locked, watching everything we play. Doing it magnificent and doing it my own way. The audio was crisp, the visual was crystal clear. The undisputed champion of the cinematic year. So raise a glass of juice, toasted to the heavy grind. The greatest combination of the hustle and the mind. Lights, camera, watch the way we shine. Every single moment is looking so divine. We wrote the perfect story, we took it to the top. The cameras keep on rolling and we never gonna stop. Lights, camera, watch the way we shine. Every single moment is looking so divine. We wrote the perfect story, we took it to the top. The cameras keep on rolling and we never gonna stop. Yeah, you gotta direct your own life. Don't let nobody else write your script. We running the scenes, that's life. To the creators, to the vision clear. We now. Yeah. To my main man. Back in the days on the blacktop, we was kings. Check it. To my main man. Let's go. Them was all a dream. Running up to the school gym, looking at the glass backboard and the steel rim. Me and my brother stepping out, feeling super fresh, ready to put the whole neighborhood to the test. Laced up the kicks, yeah, the style was impeccable. Every single move that we made was delectable. You drop the dime, I take it straight to the paint. Hit them with the spin move, making the defense fake. We didn't have a lot, but we played like we owned it. Every single skill that we had, yeah, we honed it. From the homeroom class right down to the concrete, we the undisputed champions of the street. Listen to the bounce, watch the way we glide. Me and my brother, yeah, we're rocking side by side. Taking over the court, shining in the sun. When the game is over, we the only number one. Listen to the bounce, watch the way we glide. Me and my brother, yeah, we rocking side by side. Taking over the court, shining in the sun. When the game is over, we the only number one. Smooth operator, passing it behind the back, setting up the play for a major attack. They try to double team, but you know we too clever. Breaking down the zone, yeah, we doing it forever. Sweat on the brow, but the flavor is so cool. Running every court in the middle of the school. I hit the fadeaway, nothing but the nylon net. The greatest duo let the city ever met. Trash talking, nah, we let the scoreboard speak. Leaving all the opposition looking very weak. So raise a glass of juice to the days we was ballin'. Every time the court was open, we was calling. Listen to the bounce, watch the way we glide. Me and my brother, yeah, we riding side by side. Taking over the court, shining in the sun. When the game is over, we the only number one. Listen to the bounce, watch the way we glide. Me and my brother, yeah, we riding side by side. Taking over the court, shining in the sun. When the game is over, we the only number one. Yeah, you can't replace those days. You can't replace those days. The burn is solid gold. We ran the city. That's right. So my day one, keep shining. We out. Built concrete. Built concrete. Yeah. The concrete was our classroom. The rusted rims and chain net. Yeah, me and my brother gets the burn. Take the rhyme. Yo, I step onto the concrete, feeling the grit, the rusted chain neck. Yeah, we never gonna quit. Me and my brothers skipping out on the class, running the triangle, throwing the heavy pad. Scuffed up sneakers, but the vision is clear. We brought the underground flavor, got nothing to fear. A telepathic collection, reading the play, dominating the asphalt every single day. We didn't need a referee playing by the code, carrying the heavy weight on the gravel road. It's poetry in motion, attacking the paint, hitting them with the crossover, making them faint. Concrete warriors, yeah, we holding the court. Blood, sweat, and tears in the underground sport. Side by side, yeah, the brotherhood is real. Forged in the fire and constructed of steel. Concrete warriors, yeah, we holding the court. Blood, sweat, tears in the underground sport. Side by side, yeah, the brotherhood is real. Forged in the fire and constructed of steel. The sun going down, but we still on the grind. Leaving all the heavy schoolwork far behind. You set the hard strand, I'm taking the shot. Giving the perimeter everything that we got. Trash talking heavy, but we backing it up. Drinking out the fountain, sharing the same cup. If somebody got aggressive trying to start a fight, we stood back to back in the fading of the light. It was more than just a game, it was a test of the soul. Two young kings trying to capture control. The memories are etched right into the stone. Me and my brother, yeah, we claiming the throne. Concrete warriors, yeah, we holding the court. Blood, sweat, and tears in the underground sport. Side by side, yeah, the brotherhood is real. Forged in the fire, they constructed a steel. Concrete warriors, yeah, we holding the court. Blood, sweat, tears in the underground sport. Side by side, yeah, the brotherhood is real. Forged in the fire, they constructed a steel. You learn a lot about loyalty on that blacktop. It ain't about who scores the most points. If it's about who passes the ball when the pressure is on. We built this from the ground up. Yeah.
To my day one brother, schoolyard legends, underground flavor, we out. Yeah. Back to the schoolyard. And my brother running the court. No soft fouls out here. Let's go. Yeah. Back tipping on the asphalt. Yeah. Back to the schoolyard. I'm stepping on the asphalt, laces tied tight, school bell ringing, we ready for the fight. Me and my boy, yeah, we taking up the space, putting heavy defense right up in your face. We was skipping out on lunch just to get a little run, playing hardcore basketball under the sun. You throw the heavy pass, I take it to the rim. The chance of them surviving is looking very slim. We bringing out the elbows, fighting for the paint, hitting them so hard, making everybody faint. It was me and my brother ruling the school zone, turning that concrete into our royal throne. Run the court, yeah, we tearing up the net. The hardest duo that you ever gonna get. Blood and sweat, yeah, we're leaving it behind. The greatest combination that you ever gonna find. Run the court, yeah, we tearing up the net. The hardest duo that you ever gonna get. Blood and sweat, yeah, we're leaving it behind. The greatest combination that you ever gonna find. We didn't have the jerseys, playing in our jeans, but we were operating like a pair of machines. You hit them with the crossover, breaking the defense. The energy we carry was incredibly intense. If somebody threw a foul, I was stepping in the way. Nobody disrespects my brother when we play. We locking down the perimeter, stealing the ball, standing side by side, yeah, we standing so tall. From the lockers to the bleachers, everybody knew the name. We brought a raw aggression to the middle of the game. A brotherhood forged in the fire and the sweat. Those heavy schoolyard days I will never forget. Run the court, yeah, we tearing up the net. The hardest duo that you ever gonna get. Let it sweat, yeah, we're leaving it behind. The greatest combination that you ever gonna find. Run the court, yeah, we tearing up the net. The hardest duo that you ever gonna get. Let it sweat, yeah, we're leaving it behind. The greatest combination that you ever gonna find. Oh, was it just a game? It was a battleground. You had my back, I had yours. Undefeated on the blacktop. Nobody could touch us. Yeah, schoolyard legends. To my day one brother, we still ballin'. We out. Yeah. They say true friends are hard to find, but we survived the trenches together. My brother from another mother, listen to the choir. Yeah, I look back at the concrete, walking side by side through the darkest of the alleys. We had nothing to hide. Split a ballad down the middle when our pockets were dry. Looking at the city skyline, reaching up to the sky. When the heavy pressure dropped, you were holding me down, navigating all the shadows in this cold little town. Never asked for a favor, never acting so fake. Always stepping to the front for your own brother's sake. They were switching up their colors, abandoning the crew, but I always found a solid foundation in you. It's the underground code that we swore to protect, built a castle out of loyalty and heavy respect. Brotherhood, yeah, we're standing through the test of time, side by side, walking heavy on the front line. Loyalty is everything, we never gonna fold. A true friend is worth heavier than solid gold. Brotherhood, yeah, we standing through the test of time, side by side, walking heavy on the front line. Loyalty is everything, we never gonna fold. The true friend is worth heavier than solid gold. Now the seasons keep on changing and the years moving fast, but we build a heavy bond that is destined to last. I can call you in the midnight when the trouble is deep, knowing that the promises of promises you keep. We were sitting on the stoop, dreaming big in the dark. Now we're leaving our initials in the heavy mark. It ain't about the money or the cars that we drive, it's about the very fact that we made it alive. I got your back in the struggle, you got mine in the fight, bringing out the heavy sun in the middle of the night. This is underground poetry, written for the real. Let the choir sing exactly how I truly feel. Brotherhood, yeah, we standing through the test of time, side by side, walking heavy on the front line. Loyalty is everything, we never worth heavier than solid gold. Brotherhood, yeah, we're standing through the test of time, side by side, walking heavy on the front line. Loyalty is everything, we never gonna fold. A true friend is worth heavier than solid gold. Love makes you related, a loyalty makes you family. We walked through the fire, and we came out as higher. Yeah, to my realest friend, through the highs and the lows, we are brotherhood. Yeah, this one is for my blood, the one to walk the path first, so I could run. My big brother, listen to the truth. I look back at the days when we were running the block. You were my shield and my armor, yeah, you solid as rock. Taking the blame for the trouble that we gotten at home, making sure that your little brother was never alone. You taught me how to throw a punch and how to stand up tall, how to bounce right back every time that I fall. I wore your hand-me-down sneakers, rocking oversized beard, walking right behind the shadow, I had nothing to fear. You showed me classic hip-hop, playing tapes in the room, protecting my innocence from the heavy gloom. It's a different kind of bond that the blood always makes. You showed me how to win and how to learn from mistakes. Big brother, yeah, you held it down from the start, leading the way with a heavy, courageous heart. We honor the loyalty, we recognize the pain. You shelter me perfectly right through the rain. Big brother, yeah, you held it down from the start, leading the way with a heavy, courageous heart. We honor the loyalty, we recognize the pain. You shelter me perfectly right through the rain. You had to grow so fast, stepping up to the plate, carrying every burden, navigating the hate. Sometimes acting like a father when the times were so rough, showing me that being gentle is a way to be tough. I took the wisdom you gave me, applying it to the street, keeping my integrity and staying on my feet. Now we grown and we building up a life of our own, but I will never forget the real love you have shown. I want to give it back, want to put you on the throne. Let you know that your brother has finally grown. This is underground poetry, written for the real, trying to express exactly how I truly feel. Baby brother, yeah, you held it down from the start, leading the way with a heavy, courageous heart. We honor the loyalty, we recognize the pain. You shelter me perfectly right through the rain. Big brother, yeah, you held it down from the start, leading the way with a heavy, courageous heart. We honor the loyalty, we recognize the pain. You shelter me perfectly right through the rain. Yeah. Took the hardest hits, so my path will be clear. Yeah, that's the ultimate loyalty. Blood is thicker than water, always. Yeah, yeah, yeah. To the older brothers, leading the way, I carry your lessons with me. We won't let you down. Yeah, yeah. We won't let you down. We won't let you down. We won't let you down. This one, it's for the architects of my life, the ones who built the foundation from the ground up, through the struggle and the rain. Listen to the truth.
I look back at the years and the heavy sacrifice, working for the winter, walking on the freezing ice. Mama waking up before the sun was in the sky, hiding all the exhaustion and the tears inside her eye. Daddy had the callous hands working on the daily grind, leaving all his personal ambitions far behind. They didn't have a lot of money, didn't have the luxury, but they planted strong roots just to grow the family tree. I saw the silent struggles, bills piled on the desk, putting their own children way ahead of all the rest. It's a different kind of heroism, quiet and profound, keeping us protected when the storms were all around. Foundation, yeah, you built it from the start, carrying the family with a heavy loving heart. We honor the struggle, we recognize the pain. You sheltered us perfectly right through the rain. Foundation, yeah, you built it from the start, carrying the family with a heavy loving heart. We honor the struggle, we recognize the pain. You sheltered us perfectly right through the rain. Now I'm older and I recognize the magnitude of love, a blessing that was sent directly from the stars above. You taught me how to stand when the world is acting cold, gave me a spirit that is beautifully bold. You showed me that respect is something you gotta earn, and every single failure is a moment just to learn. I'm taking all the wisdom, applying it to the street, keeping my integrity and staying on my feet. I wanna give it back, wanna put you on the throne, show you that the seed you planted finally you've grown. This is underground poetry, written for the real, trying to express exactly how I truly feel. Foundation, yeah, you built it from the start, carrying the family with a heavy loving heart. We honor the struggle, we recognize the pain. You sheltered us perfectly right through the rain. Foundation, yeah, you built it from the start, carrying the family with a heavy loving heart. We honor the struggle, we recognize the pain. You sheltered us perfectly right through the rain. You gave me the greatest gift, the gift of resilience. You showed me what real strife looks like, not on screen, but in real life. Every single day, yeah. To the mothers and the fathers, grinding out there. Your legacy lives on in us. We won't let you down. Check the voltage. Boy. Check the voltage. Check the voltage. G generating raw power from the underground. Watch out for the short circuits in your mind. Turn the system on, listen. Yeah. Check the voltage. Yeah. I'm stepping in the booth, the voltage is getting high, sending current through the wire, reaching up to the sky. They suffering from the blackout, living inside the dark, but I'm striking up the flint just to generate the spark. My mind is like a power plant, running the heavy grid, protecting all the energy from things I never did. Procrastination trying to cause a heavy short circuit, but I regulate the flow, cause I know that I am worth it. I'm building up the line, transmitting the heavy thought, applying all the principles that history is taught. We isolate the faults, keeping the system secure. The yellow rough frequency is mathematically pure. High voltage, we bringing the raw current. The flow is so heavy, a powerful deterrent. Generate the spark, yeah, lighten up the mind, leaving all the lazy procrastination behind. High voltage, we bringing the raw current. The flow is so heavy, a powerful deterrent. Generate the spark, yeah, lighten up the mind, leaving all the lazy procrastination behind. I'm under the system, checking on the relay, making sure the motivation never gonna delay. A lot of people burning out, blowing up the fuse, getting tangled in the wires and addicted to the views. But I'm headed in the vision, cutting up the bad scene, projecting all the brightness right onto the silver screen. The intellect is weaponized, the battery is fully charged, the perimeter is set, and the vision is enlarged. I feel the electricity running inside the track. We step into the future and we never looking back. The underground boom bap, heavy is so kinetic, turning all the raw pain into something magnetic. High voltage, we bringing the raw current. The flow is so heavy, a powerful deterrent. Generate the spark, yeah, lighten up the mind, leaving all the lazy procrastination behind. High voltage, we bringing the raw current. The flow is so heavy, a powerful deterrent. Generate the spark, yeah, lighten up the mind, leaving all the lazy procrastination behind. Yeah. You gotta protect your inner grid.
Yeah, don't let the negative energy bring your battery. Stay grounded, stay focused. Yeah, keep the system running. Generate your own power. Underground to pounds and flavor. We out, we out, we out. Check, check, check the voltage. Voltage, voltage. Check, check, check the voltage. Check the voltage. Voltage. Check the voltage. Yeah, 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 yeah. Check the voltage. 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 We generating raw power from the underground. Watch out, watch out. Check the voltage. Check the voltage. Yeah. Check the voltage. 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 We generating raw power from the underground. Watch out for the short circuit in your mind. Turn the system on. Listen. Check the voltage. 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 I'm stepping in the booth, the voltage is getting high. Send the current through the wire, reaching up to the sky. They suffering from the blackout, living inside the dark. Where I'm striking up the flick just to generate the spark. My mind is like a power plant, running the heavy grid, protecting all the energy from things I never did. Procrastination trying to cause a heavy short circuit, but I regulate the flow cause I know that I am worth it. I'm building up the lines, transmitting the heavy thought. I'm flying all the principles that history is dark. We isolate the faults, keeping the system secure. The up and round frequency is mathematically pure. He bringing the raw current, the flow is so heavy. A powerful deterrent, generate the spark. Yeah, lighting up the mind, leaving all the lazy procrastination behind. He bringing the raw current, the flow is so heavy. A powerful deterrent, generate the spark. Yeah, lighting up the mind, leaving all the lazy procrastination behind. Check the voltage. 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 The voltage. Check 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 the voltage. We generating raw power from the underground. Check the voltage. 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 Check the voltage.
Take a journey with me. Take a journey with me. Back to the concrete blocks where we had to grow up fast. Listen to the story. Listen to the story. I look back at the days when the pockets were bare, walking through the freezing cold without a jacket to wear. Hand-me-down sneakers with the holes in the sole, trying to find a little warmth just to comfort the soul. Mama working 2 jobs, never taking a rest, doing everything she could to provide us the best. I remember empty cupboards in the stomach would ache. Every promise that I heard was a promise they break. We didn't have a playing ground, just a broken cement. Every single little dollar was immediately spent. I had to be in the door by the age of 11, praying for a better life, looking up into heaven. Born in the struggle, we had to survive. Keeping the hope and the spirit alive. Heavy the burden, but making us strong. Finding the light when the tunnel is long. Born in the struggle, we had to survive. Keeping the hope and the spirit alive. Heavy the burden, but making us strong. Finding the light when the tunnel is long. I saw the tears in the night that they tried to conceal, learning early on exactly how the poverty feel. No silver spoons, just a heavy weight on the chest, but the pressure turns a diamond into one of the best. I watch the other kids with their brand new gear while I'm fighting with the shadows and confronting the fear. I took the pain and the sorrow, put it into the pen, swearing I would never go back to the bottom again. It builds a different kind of character and iron resolve, watching all the complicated problems slowly dissolve. I'm grateful for the hardship, yeah, it opened my eyes, gave me wings to elevate and finally fly. Born in the struggle, we had to survive. Keeping the hope and the spirit alive. Heavy the burden, but making us strong. Finding the light when the tunnel is long. Born in the struggle, we had to survive. Keeping the hope and the spirit alive. Heavy the burden, but making us strong. Finding the light when the tunnel is long. The hardest lessons come from the hardest times. You can't break the spirit that was forged in the fire. We built the foundation from nothing. Sign her out. Yeah. To all the kids going through it right now. Hold your head up high. The storm doesn't last forever. We out. We head down. We head. Take a journey with me. Take a journey with me. Take a journey. Take a journey with me. Take a journey. This story. Take a journey with me. Turn the levels up. Yeah. Turning it from the ground up. Brick by brick. Architecture of the mind. Listen close. I step into the lab, calculating every move, finding my psychology inside the heavy groove. They chasing after trends, but I'm looking at the core, studying the legends who have opened up the door. The midnight oil burning, shining on the page, elevating past the anger, stepping off the stage. It's precision in the focus, engineering the design, connecting every circuit in the corners of my mind. I'm analyzing patterns, taking out the heavy glitch, working in the underground, digging in the pitch. No shortcuts to the top, you gotta climb a steep hill, mastering the energy and polishing the skill. Yeah, bring it back to the essence, holding down the fort. This is classic boom bap, but undisputed sport. We building up a legacy that's never gonna fall, writing down the history and brighten on the wall. Bring it back to the essence.
essence, holding down the fort. This is classic boom bap, the undisputed sport. We building up a legacy that's never gonna fall. Writing down the history and writing the millennium is turning, but the rhythm stays the same. I'm bringing real substance to the middle of the game. Nostalgia in the sample, but the vision is ahead, leaving all the negativity sleeping in the bed. The student of the rhythm, graduating through the pain, walking through the fire, and I'm standing in the rain. You gotta keep the discipline, developing the soul, taking all the broken pieces, making something whole. The industry's crowded, everybody wants a piece, but I'm searching for the wisdom and the inner peace. So let the needle drop, let the heavy record spin. The battle of the lifetime has been when you fight within. Bring it back to the essence, holding down the fort. This is classic boom bap, the undisputed sport. We building up a legacy that's never gonna fall. Writing down the history and writing on the wall. Bring it back to the essence, holding down the fort. This is classic boom bap, the undisputed sport. We building up a legacy that's never gonna fall. Writing down the history and writing on the wall. Everything is connected. You gotta build a strong foundation if you want the power to flow. Your mind sharp, stay focused. Build your empire, classic flavor, year 2005. We out, we out. We out, we out. We out.
Sometimes you just gotta pack your bags, leave it concrete behind. Just you, the open road in the rhythm. Listen to the stream. I watch the city lights fading in the rearview glass. I press the pedal down, watching all the shadows pass. The skyscrapers turning into dusty open land. The steering wheel heavy in the palm of my hand. Got the acoustic guitar looping on the radio. A steady boom bap rhythm keeping out the cold. I'm driving through the midnight, searching for the peace, hoping all the heavy pressure finally gonna cease. No destination on the map, I'm just rolling on, planning to keep driving till the breaking of the dawn. The engine is humming, it's a beautiful sound, escaping the noise in the underground.
Yeah, we riding on the midnight highway. Yeah, the guitar strings take the pain away. Out here in the open, finally breathing free. Nothing but the yellow lives in front of me. Yeah, we riding on the midnight highway. Yeah, the guitar strings take the pain away. Out here in the open, finally breathing free. Nothing but the yellow lines in front of me.
There's a wind blowing, carrying the desert sand. I feel like a stranger in the forgotten land, but the solitude is perfect, clearing up the mind, leaving all the complicated energy behind. The tires keep spinning, making music on the street, synchronized perfectly with the heavy drum beat. I see the shooting stars falling from the velvet sky, watching all the dark clouds slowly passing by. A solitary journey taking back the inner spark. A lone wolf riding in the middle of the dark. I strum the 6 strings, letting all the sorrow fade, driving through the universe that the maker made. Yeah, we ride on the midnight highway. Let the guitar strings take the pain away. Out here in the open, finally breathing free. Nothing but the yellow lines in front of me. Yeah, we riding on the midnight highway. Let the guitar strings take
gonna be. Sometimes you just gotta pack your bag. Sometimes you just gotta pack your bag. Sometimes you just gotta. Sometimes you just gotta pack your bag. 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 Sometimes you just gotta pack your bags. 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 Sometimes you just gotta. Sometimes you just gotta pack your bags. 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 Sometimes you just gotta. Sometimes you just gotta pack your bags.
The hardest battle isn't on the pavement. It's right inside your own head. The psychology of the grind. Listen. staring at the ceiling, fighting with the haze of time. Procrastination is a thief, yeah, the perfect crime. Trying to find the motivations, digging in the soul, taking all my scattered thoughts, bringing back control. It's a psychological war happening inside the brain, analyzing every step, walking through the heavy rain. I write restricting my life, tearing up the empty page, breaking out the mental box, stepping out the heavy cage. Nostalgia trying to pull me back into the yesterday, but I'm focused on the future, making up a better way. You gotta study your own mind, figure how to get spin. That's the only way to fight, that's the only way to win.
Elevate, elevate the mind. Yeah, we step into the light, conquering the shadows in the middle of the night. But at night, discipline and focus, taking over for the design. Building up the greatness. Yeah, the victory is mine. Elevate the mind. Yeah, we step into the light, conquering the shadows in the middle of the night. Discipline and focus, taking over the design. Building up the greatness. Yeah, the victory is mine.
Yeah. I look at the reflection, staring at the inner man, drafting up the blueprint, executing on the plan. They say the wealth is in the pocket, but it starts inside the head, leaving all the lazy habits sleeping in the heavy bed. I break it down to science, studying the inner self, putting all the old excuses high upon the dusty shelf. We scroll up through distractions, looking for a quick thrill, but the real satisfaction comes from building up the skills. So I edit out the noise, keeping all the vision clear, pushing past the boundary, stepping right across the fear. The ultimate development is mastering the inner voice. Every single morning you awaken with a heavy choice.
Elevate the mind. Yeah, we step into the light, conquering the shadows in the middle of the night. Discipline and focus, taking over design. Building up the greatness. Yeah, the victory is mine. Elevate the mind. Yeah, we step into the light, conquering the shadows in the middle of the night. Discipline and focus, taking over design. Building up the greatness. Yeah, the victory is mine.
You ought to the director of your own movie. Don't let the doubts write your script. Take the pen back.
The dance, everybody. Tighten the mental blocks. Cheat push. Master your mind. Master your wow. We out. Yeah. The hardest battle isn't on the pavement. Yeah. The hardest battle isn't on the pavement. The hardest battle isn't on the pavement. Let's ride it. Stepping at the ceiling, fighting with the hands of time. Procrastination is a thief, yeah, the perfect crime. Trying to find the motivations, digging in the soul, taking all my scattered thoughts, bringing back control. This is psychological war happening inside the brain, analyzing every step, walking through the heavy rain. I break the script of my life, tearing up the empty craze, breaking out the mental box, stepping out the heavy cage. You started trying to pull me back into the yesterday, but I'm focused on the future, making up a better way. You gotta study your own mind, taking how to get spin. That's the only way to fight. That's the only way to win. Elevate the mind. Yeah, we step into the light, conquering the shadows in the middle of the night. Discipline and focus, taking over the design. Building up the greatness. Yeah, the victory is mine. Staring at the ceiling, staring at the ceiling. Staring at the ceiling. Staring at the ceiling. Staring at the ceiling. Yeah. Staring at the ceiling, fighting with the haze of time. Staring at the ceiling. Staring at the ceiling. Staring at the ceiling. Staring at the ceiling, staring at the ceiling, staring at the ceiling. With the hardest battle isn't on the beat me. Yeah. Staring at the ceiling. Yeah, yeah. Staring at the ceiling. Staring at the ceiling. Staring at the ceiling. Dog, dog. Staring at the ceiling. Staring at the ceiling. Staring at the ceiling. Staring at the ceiling. Fighting with them. Fighting with them. Staring at the ceiling. Staring at the ceiling. Staring at the ceiling. Staring at. Staring at the ceiling, staring at the ceiling, staring at the ceiling, staring at, staring at the ceiling, staring at the ceiling, staring at the ceiling, staring at. Staring at the ceiling, 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 staring at the ceiling. Staring at the ceiling.
Concrete jungle, it shapes you, it builds you. Listen to the pulse of the block. Let's go. Walking out the door, stepping on the coast of med. Every single day is a test, praying to red. Looking at the skyline, shadows on the avenue. Gotta stay sharp, gotta watch exactly what you do. Hear the sirens wailing, echoing across the night. People working heavy just to find a little light. It ain't about the glamour, it's about survival skills. Dodging all the drama, paying all the heavy bills. I see the kids playing, running by the chain link fence, trying to make a dollar, trying to make a little sense. The city is a teacher, giving you the hardest test. You gotta stay awake if you wanna be the baddest. For the streets, where the legends are born. Walking through the storm to the early morn. Concrete under my feet, building up my soul. Navigating through the block, taking back control. This is for the streets, where the legends are born. Walking through the storm to the early morn. Concrete under my feet, building up my soul. Navigating through the block, taking back control. Sitting on the stoop, watching how the world spins. Counting up the losses, fighting for the small wins. Loyalty is everything, keep the circle very tight. Looking for the peace in the middle of the fight. The corner store is open, buzzing like a neon sign. Everybody watching, trying to wait in the line. You learn to read the faces, learn to read the body talk. Listen to the rhythm every time we take a walk. We came from the bottom, looking at the stars above. Giving the respect, cause showing all the neighborhood love. Is gritty and it's rough, but it made me who I am. Standing like a rock in the middle of the jam. For the streets, where the legends are born. Walking through the storm to the early morn. Concrete under my feet, building up my soul. Navigating through the block, taking back control. It's for the streets, where the legends are born. Walking through the storm to the early morn. Concrete under my feet, building up my soul. Navigating through the block, taking back control. You gotta respect the pavement.
It teaches you lessons you can't learn in school. Keep your eyes open, keep your mind sharp. Yeah, to everybody surviving out there, hold your ground. The block is high, but the mind is cool. We are. Hold your ground. Yeah. Turn my mic up. Just a kick in the snare. The absolute essence. Let's take them back to the basement. I'm walking through the concrete, headphones on my ears, listening to the rhythm that I love for many years. It ain't about the glamour, it ain't about the flash. It's all about the poetry and how the symbols clash. I got the heavy notebook filled with all the rhymes, documenting history, reflecting on the times. We started from the basement, making up the sound. The heavy bass frequency shaking up the ground. No digital illusions, just the analog soul. Taking back the microphone, taking back control. You feel it in your chest when the heavy kick drops. The golden era energy that absolutely never stops. Boom bap, it's the heartbeat of the city, keeping it authentic. Yeah, we keeping it gritty. Just a kick in the snare, nothing to compare. Throw your hands up, put them high in the air. Boom bap, it's the heartbeat of the city, keeping it authentic. Yeah, we keeping it gritty. Just a kick in the snare, nothing to compare. Throw your hands up, put them high in the air. To the podium, perfectly aligned, leaving all the superficial energy behind. I'm painting up a picture with the rhythm in the pen. We bringing back the magic to the neighborhood again. The DJ on the crossfader spinning on the deck. I'm delivering the vocal with the ultimate respect. We doing it for culture, doing it for love. A blessing to the speakers coming from the stars above. We elevate the mind, keeping the vision so clear. The raw and the rugged is the only thing you hear. So nod your head to it, let the rhythm take the lead. The classic boom bap is the only thing we need. Boom bap, it's the heartbeat of the city, keeping it authentic. Yeah, we keeping it gritty. Just a kick in the snare, nothing to compare. Throw your hands up, put them high in the air. Boom bap, it's the heartbeat of the city, keeping it authentic. Yeah, we keeping it gritty. Just a kick in the snare, nothing to compare. Throw your hands up, put them high in the air. Oh yeah, you can't fake this feeling. It's in the blood, it's in the street. Real. Yeah, you can't fake this feeling. It's in the blood, it's in the streets. Real hip hop. Yeah, killing it simple. Kick snare, bass. Keep your head nodding. We out. Yeah, we out. This one is for the real heroes, the ones who built the foundation.
Mom, Dad, I see you.
Listen, waking up before the sun even hit the street, working double shifts just to make the ends meet. I remember careless hands and the heavy sighs, but I only saw the love looking in your eyes. Never had the luxury, never had to go, but you gave me a spirit that is brave and bold. Skipping out on meals so your baby could eat, keeping me protected from the cold in the street. I see the silver hair, get the badges of pride, taking every single heavy struggle in stride. So let the bass bump, let the record just spin. You're the real reason that I'm able to win.
Listen, hear the words I say.
You work so hard to make a better day.
Celebrating you, stepping in the light.
You kept me safe and warm through the coldest night.
Yeah, we love your selfless ways. We gonna honor you through the nights and days.
Mama held it down, daddy working the shift. Every single lesson was a powerful gift. We taught me how to grind, taught me how to stay and how to build a solid future with my own two hands. Now I'm looking back at the tears that you shed, making sure the family was clothed and fed. I'm trying to repay, trying to give it back, putting all the gratitude right on this track. I wanna buy the house, put the keys in your hand, take you on a trip across a beautiful land. You the real VIPs, yeah, the stars of the show. Just wanted to make sure that you finally know, yeah.
Listen, hear the words I say.
You work so hard to make a better day.
We celebrating you,
stepping in the light.
You kept me safe and warm through the coldest night. Yeah, we love you, setting his ways. We the nights and days.
Yeah. You gave up your dreams so I could live mine. It's the ultimate sacrifice. I carry that with me every single day. Thank you.
Yeah, that's the vibe. To all the hard work you carers out there, we appreciate you. We out.
Yeah. Lace up the boots. We taking the trophy tonight. Step onto the pitch. Stepping off the team bus, custom tailor suit. Fans are screaming loud, yeah, they know I got the absolute magic in my feet. Stepping right onto the pitch, moving like a phantom, leaving rivals in the ditch. Rocking the black grinder, shining under the stadium lights. Working for the victory through the heavy days and nights. Striker in the box, waiting for the perfect pass. Slicking past the goalie, sliding smooth across the grass. We lift up the cut, confetti raining from the sky. Hearing all the millions of the people testify.
Listen to the crowd, hear them call your name.
You're the absolute master of the beautiful game.
Shining on the field, yeah, you're taking the crown.
Bringing all the glory right back to the town.
Yeah, we love your classy ways.
We gonna celebrate
Through the nights and days.
golden boots are shining, trophy sitting on the shelf. Never got complacent, always pushing on myself. From the training ground right up to the final stage. Writing down history, flipping over every page. Hearing the anthem, the champion's energy. Building up a legend in the heavy legacy. Top corner finish striking with the heavy power. This is our moment, yeah, this is our hour. Look at the scoreboard, the victory is sealed. The undisputed king of the European field, yeah.
Listen to the crowd, hear them call your name.
You're the absolute master of the beautiful game.
Shining on the field, yeah, you're taking the crown.
Bringing all the glory right back to the town.
Yeah, we love your classy ways.
We gonna celebrate
Through the nights and days.
You hear that roar? That's the sound of champions.
We win the league.
Don't ever stop the game.
Yeah, that's the vibe.
Keep the trophy shining. We out. Turn the bass up a little bit.
Turn our bass up a little bit.
We taking over the city tonight.
Smooth and easy.
Step out the ride looking sharp, perfectly designed. Leaving all the stress and the heavy problems far behind. Silk shirt shining, stepping on the velvet floor. Every time we enter, yeah, they always asking for some more. Moving through the crowd, catching every single eye. We aiming for the stars, reaching right up to the sky. No time for the drama, keeping all the circle tight. Basking in the glow with the flash of neon light. I keep the flow steady, heavy like a tidal wave. Making sure the rhythm is exactly what they crave. So let the DJ spin and let the heavy record play. We celebrating life in a major kind of way.
Listen, listen, listen to the groove. You know exactly how to make me move.
We stepping out in the flashing light.
We're gonna celebrate it on the night.
Yeah, we love your classy ways.
Always, we gonna dance through the nights and days.
Cruising on the water, chilling on a massive boat. Writing down the freshest little lyrics that I ever wrote. Traveling the globe from the east to the west. Looking at the mirror, knowing that I am the best. But keeping it so humble, smiling at the neighborhood. Doing everything that a proper gentleman should. I drop a couple rhymes, let the synthesizer glide. Taking everybody on a legendary ride. Got the vintage sunglasses, blocking out the shade. Enjoying every single little dollar that we made. So raise a glass of water, toasted to the golden years. Ain't nothing but some joy, we done wiped away the tears.
Listen,
Yeah.
listen, listen to the groove. You know exactly how to make me move.
We stepping out in the fashion light.
We're gonna celebrate it on the night.
Yeah, we love your classy ways.
We gonna dance through the night.
You feel that?
That's the rhythm of success.
Keep the positive energy flowing. Don't let nobody stop the party.
Yeah, that's the vibe, Keep it moving, Don't stop, don't stop. We out.
Let's go five.
You've been moving. Don't stop.
Let's go five.
You've been moving. Don't stop. bass up, bass up, bass up. Turn the bass up.
The sun is going down. The sun is going down. The best time of the day. Rap and rock. Let's head to the park. Just a smooth vibe today. Listen. Summer breeze blowing, walking down the block. Sun is fading out, we ain't looking at the clock. Worn out sneakers, but the laces tied tight. Everything is perfect in the golden evening light. Hear the chain rattling, echoing around. The heartbeat matching with the bouncing of the sound. No stress on the mind, leaving troubles at the gate. Meeting up with brothers, man, it's never too late. We just shooting hoops, laughing at the missed shots. Sweeping up the dust off the neighborhood spots. Just a couple of kids with a simple little dream. Learning how to fly, learning how to be a team. We just gliding on the court, underneath the summer sky. Watching all the beautiful memories passing by. Ain't no place I'd rather be, ain't no place I'd rather go. Taking in the evening, keeping everything slow. Yeah, we keeping everything slow. Past the rock, taking flight, aiming for the rim. Shadows getting longer and the light is giving glim. Talking a little trash, but it's all in good fun. Playing out the matches till the matches are all done. A crossover step and a smooth fade away. These are the beautiful moments at the end of the day. No referees blow my whistles, just the honor code. Taking all these lessons down the heavy life road. We built a brotherhood right here on the paint. A masterpiece picture that the money cannot paint. The street lights flicker, casting shadows on the ground. Nothing but the peace and the rhythm of the sound. We just got it on the court, underneath the summer sky. Watching all the beautiful memories passing by. Ain't no place I'd rather be, ain't no place I'd rather go. Taking in the evening, keeping everything slow. Yeah, we keeping everything slow. You never realize you're making memories. You just think you're having fun playing a game. But those are the days that build you. Solid gold. Yeah, street lights are on. Time to head home. Get some rest. We run it back tomorrow. Keep the vibe alive. Step on the court, lace them up tight, fellas. We playing till the street lights come on. No fouls, no crying, let's go. Step on the court, welcome to the pavement. Step on the court, lace them up tight, fellas. Step on the court, step on the court, step on the court. Walking, to the park, got the leather in my hand. This concrete jungle is the place we take a stand. Sun beating down, but we never feel the heat. The rhythm of the bounce matching rhythm of the street. Checking up the ball, looking square into the eye. You gotta show your heart, ain't no place for you to hide. We ain't got no referees playing by the neighborhood code. You take a heavy hit when you driving down the road. Calling out the plays, doing crossovers and spins. It ain't about the money, it's about the team that wins. We battling like warriors, fighting for the space. Sweat is pouring down, put you respect up in your face.
Welcome to the pavement, welcome to the zone.
The local city court is our only royal throne.
We taking it to the rim.
We never backing down. The undisputed kings of this little concrete town.
Bounce it, pass it, take the final shot. Giving everything that we absolutely got.
A torn up net, hanging heavy from the rim. The chance of you defending me is looking very slim. I hit you with the fake, then I step beyond the line. The brotherhood is solid and the victory is mine. We playing through the pain, straight knees on the ground. But when you hit the jumper, man, I love that switch sound. Trash talking heavy, but it's only out of love. We elevating higher like we flying up above. The shadows getting longer, but we running it back. Another game to 5, mounting up the next attack. Until the street lights flicker and our mothers start to call. There ain't no better feeling than just playing with the ball.
To the pavement,
Welcome to the zone. The local city court is our only royal throne.
we taking it to the rim.
We never backing down. The undisputed kings of this little concrete town.
Bounce it, pass it, take a final shot. Giving everything that we absolutely got.
You learn a lot about a man on the board. You learn who wanna pass and who wanna take the shot. We dealt buns out here, solid wop, 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 wop. Yeah, good game, man, good game. Run it back tomorrow. Same time, same place. Step on the court.
Step on the court.
Step on the court. Step on the court. Step on the court.
Step on the court.
Step on the court.
To the home route.
Back to the very first time I saw you.
Check the ride.
Check the rhyme.
Sitting in the classroom.
Sitting in the classroom.
Sitting in the classroom, staring at the clock, waiting for the bell to ring. Walking down the block, but then you walked in. Sitting in the second row, my heart started beating, racing fast or beating slow. I tried to pay attention, try to read the history, but how you look so beautiful was just a mystery. I wrote a little note, passed it down the aisle, asking do you like me, hoping for a smile. You opened up the paper, read it with a little blush. That was the beginning of my very first crush.
Oh, the school bell is ringing, but I'm thinking of you.
Don't know what it is,
But this feeling is new.
first love in the hallway.
Sharing a sweet little smile.
I wanna walk with you and
Talk for a while.
Meeting by the lockers, sharing all our favorite snacks, carrying heavy books in our little backpacks. We didn't have a car, so we took the local bus. Felt like the entire world was only made for us. They came to school dance, standing by the gym wall. I was feeling nervous, trying to stand up tall. I asked you for a dance when they played a slow jam. Holding on your hand, feeling like the lucky man. We stepped onto the floor, swaying to the melody, making up a perfect teenage memory.
Oh, the school bell is ringing, but I'm thinking of you.
don't know what it is.
But this feeling is new.
First love in the hallway.
Sharing a sweet little smile.
I wanna walk with you and
Talk for
best days of my lives. Never forget it. Yeah. Taking it back to the old school. Fresh love, everything. Gosh, this best.
To the home, babe. Back to the home, back to the home, babe. Back to the home. Back to the home. Hey, hey.
Yeah. Back to the homeroom. Back to the very first time I saw you. Traffic grind. Sitting in the classroom. Sitting in the classroom. Yeah.
Sitting in the classroom, staring at the clock. Sitting in the classroom, staring at the clock. Sitting in the classroom, sitting in the classroom.
Yeah.
Sitting in the classroom, sitting in the classroom. Sitting in the classroom, sitting in the classroom. Yeah. Sitting in the classroom. Sitting in the classroom.
Sitting in the classroom.
Sitting in the classroom.
Sitting in the classroom. Sitting in the classroom. Yeah.
Sitting in the classroom. Sitting in the classroom.
Sitting
in the classroom. Sitting in the classroom. Sitting in the classroom.
Back to the homeroom. Yeah.
Sitting in the classroom.
Sitting in the classroom.
Sitting in the classroom.
Sitting in the classroom.
Sitting in the classroom. Sitting in the classroom.
Yeah. Sitting in the classroom. Yeah. Sitting in the classroom. Sit. Hey.
Sitting in the classroom. Sitting in the classroom.
Sit.
Sitting in the classroom. Sitting in the classroom.
Yeah. Sitting in the classroom.
Sitting in the classroom.
Sitting in the classroom. Sit. Hey.
Sitting in the classroom. Sitting in the class. Sitting in the class. Sitting in the classroom.
Yeah. Sitting in the classroom.
Sitting in the classroom.
Yeah. Back to the homeroom. Back to the homeroom. Back to the homeroom.
Back to the
homeroom.
Back to the home.
Back to the very first time I saw you. Check the rhyme.
classroom, sitting in the classroom,
Sitting in the classroom.
sitting there, sitting in the classroom, sitting in the classroom, sitting in the classroom,
Sitting in the classroom.
sitting in the class, sitting in the classroom,
Sitting in the classroom.
sitting in the class.
Sitting in the classroom.
Another day, another chance to get it right. Stop waiting for tomorrow. The time to move is right now. Listen up. I used to sit around watching the clock tick by, letting all the golden opportunities fly. Caught up in the comfort, stuck inside a maze, wasting all my energy on temporary phases. I had to look within, tell myself the honest truth. Stop making up excuses, stop wasting my youth. The hardest step to take is the very first one, but the work is never finished till the work is really done. It's a mental game, it's a battle in the mind, leaving all the laziness and heavy doubts behind. I'm sweeping out the dust, clearing out the heavy room, planting new seeds just to watch the garden bloom.
Wake up, it's time to rise and shine.
Leave all the
Shadows and the fears behind.
yeah. We breaking the cycle, we taking control, lighting up the fire deep inside the soul.
Step by step.
Yeah, we making the climb, we ain't got no more time to waste time. Yeah. Now I'm writing down the goals, making up a solid plan, building up my character, becoming a better man. It ain't about the fame, it's about the inner growth, making a commitment, swearing to the highest oath. Discipline is heavy, but regret is even worse. I'm rewriting the chapters, lifting off the heavy curse. Every single failure is a lesson in disguise, teaching me to elevate, teaching me to rise. I'm putting down the phone, stepping out into the real, focusing my energy on how I truly feel. So if you're feeling lost, stuck inside a deep rut, remember that the door to your future ain't shut.
Wake up, it's time to rise and shine.
Leave all the
Shadows and the fears behind.
yeah. We breaking the cycle, we taking control, lighting up the fire deep inside the soul.
Step by step.
Yeah, we making the climb, we ain't got no more time to waste time. It's all about the mindset. You can either watch the world go by, you could be the one moving it. Your choice. Keep building, keep growing, one step at a time. Yeah, we taking it to the top. Yeah. They only see the results. Yeah. They don't see the late nights, the early mornings, the mental battles. But focus, let them talk, listen. I'm waking up early, got a vision in my head, leaving all the doubts and the laziness in the bed. People pointing fingers, telling me I'm dreaming too big, but they don't see the roots or the trenches that I dig. I'm studying the game, trying to elevate my soul, keeping my emotions under absolute control. They want me to react, wanna see me lose my mind, but I'm leaving all the drama and the gossip far behind. It's a psychological war happening every single day. I just keep my focus, rushing all the hate away. I'm building up my future, steady laying down the bricks. I see through the illusions and I recognize the tricks. Let them talk, let them whisper, I don't even hear a sound. I got my feet planted firmly right here on the ground. They can throw their judgments, they can throw their shade, but the strong foundation that I built is never gonna fail. Yeah, hear what I say. Only the man upstairs can judge me today. Yeah, they see the elevation, now they wanna pull me back, tryna throw me off, tryna derail the track. Smiling in my presence, holding envy in their chest. I treat it like a hurdle, I treat it like a test. You gotta know yourself before you try to know the world. Watch the mysteries in life slowly getting uncurled. I ain't perfect, I admit it, made a couple of mistakes, but I'm learning every hour, doing whatever it takes. I measure my success by the peace inside my heart. I was destined for the greatness from the very start. So keep your opinions, you can keep your fake advice. I already paid the toll, I already paid the price. Let them talk, let them whisper, I don't even hear a sound. I got my feet planted firmly right here on the ground. They can throw their judgments, they can throw their shade, but the strong foundation that I built is never gonna fail. Yeah, hear what I say. Only the man upstairs can judge me today. You can't break a mind, break a mind, break a mind. It's already made up. celebration cards from within. You gotta be your own hero out there. Bands on, bands on, bands on. Yeah. The scope is getting heavy, the weight is blowing cold, but I got a fire burning, growing braver and bold. I look into the mirror, make a promise to the man. I'm gonna execute the vision, I'm gonna finish the plan. No weapon formed against me is ever gonna win. I'm stepping out the darkness, let the new chapter begin. So judge me if you want to, put me to the test. I'm waking up tomorrow when I'm giving it my best. Yeah. Only one judge matter. Keep pushing forward, level up your mind. We out, we out, we out, we out. Stand tall, stand tall. Yeah. Everybody got an opinion these days. Looking from the outside, thinking they know my life, but you don't know the half of it. Listen, I walk these streets and I feel the eyes watching me. So much jealousy, they plotting on my destiny. I give my heart, but they taking my kindness for weakness. I try to speak the truth, but they're drowning out the sweetness. Every corner that I turn, I see a different face, trying to pull me down, trying to take my place. But I stand tall, looking up at the sky above, searching for the peace, searching for a little love. They don't know the pain, they don't know the scars I hide. They don't know the battles that I'm fighting on the head side. So point your finger, go ahead and cast a stone. I came into this world and I leave this world alone. They try to break my spirit, they try to lock me down. They try to take my smile and turn it to a frown, but I don't hear the hate. I let the blind just be, cause at the end of the day, only God can judge me. Yeah, hear what I say, only God can judge me. I hear the whispers in the dark, but I keep my stride. I got my faith as my weapon and the truth as my guide. It's a heavy burden carrying the weight of the world, watching all the drama and the chaos get uncurled. I see the news and it's nothing but the pain and sorrow, hoping that the sun is gonna shine brighter tomorrow. They wanna label me, put my vision in the box, but I'm breaking all the chains and I'm smashing all the locks. I keep my head up high even when the rain is falling. I gotta fulfill the purpose, I gotta answer the call. And so let the rumors fly, let them say what they wanna say. I'm walking on my path and I'm doing it my way. They try to break my spirit, they try to lock me down. They try to take my smile and turn it to a frown, but I don't hear the hate. I let the blind just be, cause at the end of the day, only God can judge me. Yeah, hear what I say, only God can judge me. You can't break what you're getting built. I stand on my own 2 feet, through the fight, through the storm. Yeah, we can't bust it. So many people switched up when the times got hard, left me in the freezing cold, left my spirit scarred, but I forgive them all. I don't carry the resentment, finding my own peace, looking for the true contentment. I'm a warrior, surviving every single test, giving it my all, dedicating on my best. No weapon formed against me is ever gonna win. I'm stepping out the darkness, let the new chapter begin. Only one judge matters. Keep your head up, stay focused. Don't let nobody tell you who you are. We out.
Just listen to the rain. The city is finally going to sleep. Time to slow down the mind. Just breathe. Yeah. I'm sitting in the room watching the raindrops fall, shadows dancing softly right across the wall. The city lights are blinking, the streets are getting quiet. My mind is finally resting, stepping off the ride. Got a warm cup of tea, steam rising in the air. I'm leaving all my worries, leaving every single care. Just listen to the rhythm of the upright bass, finding my center in this peaceful little space. No need to rush the moment, no need to run the race. I'm walking through the evening at a very gentle pace. Let the heavy thoughts wash away into the night. Everything is mellow, everything is alright.
Let the world keep spinning around. We are floating on this mellow sound. Close your eyes and just breathe it in. Let the quiet peace begin. Yeah, let the quiet peace begin.
Yeah, let the quiet peace begin. Yeah. The needle on the record gives a gentle little scratch, lighting up a candle with a single wood match. The saxophone is crying with a sweet and tender tone. I'm feeling so connected even when I am alone. Flipping through the pages of a story from the past, making sure this calm sensation is really gonna last. The clock is ticking softly, the midnight is near. The vision in my spirit is looking crystal clear. I whisper to the universe a quiet gratitude for wrapping up my soul in this tranquil attitude. Just melting in a groove, floating like a feather, putting all the pieces of the peaceful puzzle together.
The world keeps spinning around. We are floating on this mellow sound. Close your eyes and just breathe it in. Let the quiet peace begin. Yeah, let the quiet peace begin.
Yeah, let the quiet peace begin. No rush, the candle burning low, casting golden little beams. I'm drifting on the music, stepping into the dreams. The world is outside, but inside is just a breeze, moving through the melodies with elegance and ease. So let the trumpet play, let the piano softly speak. This is the sanctuary that the weary souls seek. I close my weary eyes, I put the pen away, ready for the sunrise of a brand new day.
Sleep well, find your peace.
Sleep well, world.
Find your peace. Find your peace. Find your peace.
Yeah. Take a trip down memory lane with me. Back to the days when life was simple. The very first time my heart skipped a beat. Listen. Yo. I'll take a trip down memory lane, back to the start. Before the heavy world put a heavy shield on my heart. Just a young kid running around, living the dream. Always hanging with the boys, always part of the team. We used to play football in the blazing summer heat, but the game just stopped when you walked down the street. You had a shy little smile, looking like an angel in the sun. Right then and there, I knew that you were the one. I didn't have no money, didn't have no fancy ride, but whenever you were near, I felt a giant sense of pride. Trying to act cool, trying to catch your eye, hoping you would notice me when you were walking by.
Yeah, the first time around.
Do you remember the days?
Just remember the day. Such a beautiful face.
Such a beautiful face.
First love, pure heart, never gonna fade away. Thinking about the memories we made back in the day. Feeling so bright, coming from above. That is the power of love.
I remember walking with you when the school was let out, trying to find the courage, trying to clear out the doubt. My palms were sweating, I was nervous just to speak. A strong young man, but you made my knees weak. We sat on the porch, talking about the future and dreams. Everything was perfect, yeah, that's exactly how it seems. I wrote you little letters, didn't know what to say, hoping that you wouldn't take my heart and walk away. We finally held hands and the city disappeared. You chased away the loneliness, you conquered what I feared. We didn't need a lot, just a moment in the park. You were the only shining star lighting up the dark.
Yeah, the first time around.
Do you remember the days?
Remember the day. Such a beautiful face.
such a beautiful face.
First love, pure heart, never gonna fade away. Thinking about the memories we made back in the day. I'm feeling so bright, coming from above. That is the power of love.
It's crazy how time flies, right? You grow up, things change, but you never forget that feeling, never. Never. Seasons started changing and the time kept moving fast. They say that puppy love is never really meant to last. We grew up, took a different path, went our separate ways, but I still smile when I think about the golden days. No bitterness, no anger, just a sweet memory of the beautiful girl who shared her inner light with me. So wherever you are, I hope you found your peace and joy. You'll always have a place in the heart of this boy, yeah.
Keep smiling, keep shining bright. You gave me the sunshine, you gave me the light.
Yeah, first love, nothing else like it. I hope life is treating you well. Yeah, yeah. First love, nothing else like it. I hope life is treating you well.
Yeah. Sometimes I look back at the early days, before the lights, before the stage. Just a kid trying to understand the world. Listen. Yeah. I remember being young, growing up in the cold, hearing stories about the world that I was never told. Looking in the kitchen, trying to find a meal to eat. Holes inside my sneakers when I'm walking down the street. Hand-me-down clothes, feeling heavy in my chest. Watching mama working hard, she never had a rest. She was holding back the tears, trying to be strong, teaching me the difference between the right and the wrong. Never had a silver spoon, never had a safety net. Every single promise was a promise they forget. I had to be a man before I even reached my teens. Living in a nightmare, trying to build a dream. I was looking at the rich kids, wondering why not me? Feeling like a prisoner who's fighting to be free. Yeah, daddy wasn't there, so I had to learn alone. Turning every piece of breaking glass into a throne. I used to sit up in my room, staring at the wall, praying to the heavens that I'm never gonna fall. The winters were freezing, the summers were rough, but the fire in my spirit, yeah, it made me so tough. I saw the broken families, I saw the empty eyes, learning how to navigate the sorrow and the lies. I never had a childhood, I skipped the playground, listening to the sirens. It was an everyday sound, but I took the bitter moments and I put them in my soul. They gave me half a heart and I made the rhythm whole. I'm speaking for the kids who got nobody to protect them. Society ignores them and the people just reject them, Whoa. Scars don't ever really fade away, but they remind you that you survived. You made it out. I look at my reflection, I see a different man, but I hold that little boy in the palm of my hand. I tell him it's alright, I tell him we survived. We kept the inner fire and the poetry alive. The poverty was heavy, but it gave me my drive. Now I'm making sure that my family gonna thrive. So if you're feeling lost, growing up in the dark, remember every diamond comes from pressure and a spark. Yeah. To all the kids out there struggling, keep your head up. The sun gonna shine eventually.
Yeah. It's that classic flavor. When your back is against the wall, what you gonna do? You gotta fight back. Listen. Listen.
I was born in the struggle, nothing handed to me. Looking at the world, wishing I could be free. Pockets running empty, holes in my shoes. Walking down the block, yeah, I'm singing the blues. But I refuse to give up, I refuse to lay down. I'm trying to build a castle from the dirt on the ground. Got my back against the wall, nowhere left to run. Staring at the sky, waiting for the rising sun. Every day is a battle, just trying to survive. Keeping my ambition and my spirit alive. They wanna see me fail, they wanna see me fall, but I'm standing up tall, yeah, I conquer it all.
Everything to lose, so I'm risking it all.
Risking it all now.
I'm breaking the chains, I'm breaking the wall.
Breaking the wall.
When you come from the bottom, the only way is up. I'm pouring all my pain right into this cup. Nothing to lose, yeah, we taking the crown.
Never going down. I remember cold nights, shivering in the dark, trying to find a light, trying to find a spark. People making promises they never gon' keep. Wolves in disguise walking around like the sheep. I had to learn the hard way. Trust is a ghost. The ones that you love can hurt you the most. But I take the betrayal and I turn it to fuel. I'm playing the game, but I'm breaking the rule. They try to lock my mind, put my dreams in a cage. I'm turning my sorrow right into the rage. A focused kind of anger, sharp as a knife. I'm fighting for my future, I'm fighting for my life.
Nothing to lose, so I'm risking it all.
Risking it all now.
I'm breaking the chains, I'm breaking the wall.
Breaking the wall.
When you come from the bottom, the only way is up. I'm pouring all my pain right into this cup. Nothing to lose, yeah, we taking the crown.
Never going down. We taking it from day one to infinity. You hear me? Unstoppable. From the start to infinity, the mission is clear. I'm wiping the sweat and I'm drying the tear. I look in the mirror, make a pact with the man. I'm executing the vision, I'm finishing the plan. No fear in my heart, no doubt in my soul. Taking back the power, taking back the control. If I lead this earth today, know I gave it my best. I faced every challenge, I passed every test. So raise up your head if you're feeling the pain. We stepping out the shadows, we walking through the rain.
We got nothing to lose, everything to gain.
Keep your head up, stay strong.
Nothing to lose.
Keep your head up, stay strong.
Yeah. A lot of fake smiles out here, but I see right through 'em. We ain't playing no games today. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. I step on the scene, commanding the space. Look my enemies directly right in the face. You talking out your neck, but your actions are weak. I'm out here working hard, 7 days in a week. They smiling in my face, but they plotting behind. It's a cold, cold world and the people are blind. I built this from the ground with the sweat and the tears. I'm facing down my doubts and I conquer my fears. You thought I would fall, you thought I would fold, but my heart is made of iron and my spirit is bold. Step aside, make room for the real to arrive. I'm the last one standing, keeping the truth alive. We go back down, we holding the line every single day. Yeah, it's my time to shine. You can bring the storm, you bring the rain. We turn the struggle into power, we conquer the pain. We go back down, we holding the line every single day. Yeah, it's my time to shine. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm moving moving like a general, leading the crew, you playing checkers while I'm making the chess move. I remember being hungry with nothing to eat. Now I'm leaving heavy footprints all over the street. Respect is demanded, it's never just given. You gotta understand the way that I'm drinking. I'm cutting off the snakes, keeping the grass cut low. You either rotting with the tame or you gotta go. I'm writing down history, making my mark, a shining bright light coming out of the dark. So brace yourself, cause the impact is heavy. When the pressure comes down, I'm already ready. We don't back down, we holding the line every single day. Yeah, it's my time to shine. You can bring the storm, you bring the rain. We turn the struggle into power, we conquer the pain. Yeah, unstoppable. West Coast energy, don't ever cross the line. We out, we out, we out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. A lot of fake smiles out here, but I see right through 'em. We ain't playing no games today. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, a lot of fake smiles out here, but I see right through 'em. We ain't playing no games today. Yeah, let's go. I step on the scene, commanding the space. I step on the scene, commanding the space. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I step on the scene, commanding the space. I step on the scene, commanding the space. I step on the scene, commanding the space. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I step on the scene, commanding the space. I step on the scene, commanding the space. I step on the scene, commanding the space. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I step on the scene. Yeah, a lot of fake smiles out here. Yeah, a lot of fake smiles out here. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of fake smiles out here, but I see right through them. We ain't playing games today. Let's go. T-flash, eyes don't match. Handshake, limp, part off track. You clap for me, pray I trip. Call me bro with a tight end grip. You post love quotes, throw slick subs. All that sweet talk got poison in the gums. Keep your face smiles. I can read the lies in your grin. You could clap, you could pose for the pic, but I know you not with us with it. Keep your fake smiles. That mask don't cover your soul. All that front look heavy on you. I walk light, I don't carry that load. Nah, you cheer when I'm stuck, hate when I rise. You hug from the front, roll eyes on the side. You gossip in groups, then love every post. You rather see me as a punchline joke. I move in silence, you move for views. You throw shade slick, I just call it truth. Keep your fake smiles. I can read the lies in your grin. You could clap, you could pose for the pic, but I know you not with us with it. Keep your fake smiles. That mask don't cover your soul. All that front look heavy on you. I walk light, I don't carry that load. Yeah.
Wave when you see me, wave then walk. Short talk, then fade from the block. I got no time for that crooked applause. If you ain't real, then stay where you are. Stay there.
Fake smiles, I can read the lies in your grin. You could clap, you could pose for the pic, but I know you not with us with it. Keep your fake smiles. That mask don't cover your soul. All that front look heavy on you. I walk light, I don't carry that load.
Let's go.
Smooth and beat. Sometimes you gotta just sit back and reflect. Think about the ones you gave your heart to. Listen.
I sit and think about the days when we were so close. Out of everybody breathing, girl, I loved you the most. We had a bond unbreakable, or so I believe. But now I'm walking through the shadows, feeling deceived. keep us both together, trying to make us whole. But jealousy and all the whispers got inside of your mind, leaving all the beautiful moments somewhere behind. I'm staying up late at night, looking up at the stars, wondering how a love so deep could leave us with scars. I never wanted us to fall, never wanted to break, but every step I try to take feels like a mistake. Yeah, there ain't nothing I wouldn't do just to find my way back to you. Through the rain and the stormy weather, thought we'd always be together. What do we do for love? It's a crazy game, but my heart keeps calling your
They say the time is gonna heal, but the clock moves slow. I'm walking down this empty road with nowhere to go. I see your face in every crowd, hear your voice in the breeze. This kind of heartbreak brings a grown man down to his knees. I reminisce on how we laughed, how we stood side by side, with nothing but the deepest trust and nothing to hide. Now we acting like strangers when we pass on the street. It's crazy how a sweet memory can taste bittersweet. I hope you find what you are seeking, hope you find your peace, even though the missing you was never gonna cease. I keep my head up high, but the pain is so real. You are the only one who knows exactly how I feel.
There ain't nothing I wouldn't do just to find my way back to you. Through the rain and the stormy weather, thought we'd always be together. What do we do for love? It's a crazy game, but my heart keeps calling your name.
It's funny how things change, right? You give it all you got, and sometimes it's still not enough, but we keep moving, keep living.
What do we do for love?
Yeah.
What do we do for love? What do we do for love?
Yeah.
What do we do for love? What do we do for love? Yeah. Hey, hey. Hey, 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 hey.
Late, man. I'm just sitting here in the dark watching the city sleep. Listen to me for a minute, I just gotta get this off my chest. I'm staring at the ceiling, feeling completely lost. Looking at my life, wondering about the cost. I'm tired of the pressure, tired of the daily fight. Sometimes I wish I could just fade into the night. I know it sounds crazy, but the shadows getting deep. I close my weary eyes, but I cannot find no sleep. I feel like a burden to the people that I care for. Looking at the mirror, asking what the hell I'm here for. Standing by the window, looking at the falling rain, trying to find a way to escape from all this pain. I made a lot of promises I couldn't really keep. The water's rising up and I'm sinking way too deep. Yeah, it's just heavy right now, you know? Yeah. I remember back when things were simple and pure. Now I'm walking through the world feeling so unsure. People see the smile, but they never see the tears. They don't know the silent battles, they don't know the fears. Got some money in the pocket, but my soul is feeling broke. Everything I try to build is turning into smoke. I'm pushing friends away cause I don't want them in the gloom. Just me and my regrets pace around this empty room. I sit and write these letters that I'm never gonna send, wondering how long it takes until I reach the end. I feel the clock ticking, every second is a wait, wondering if redemption is arriving way too late. I gotta tell my mother that I'm sorry for the stress. I wanted to be perfect, but my mind is just a mess. Tell my crew I love them, they were with me from the start, but there's a freezing wind blowing right across my heart. I never meant to hurt nobody, never meant to lie, but the storm is getting closer, I can see it in the sky. My hands are getting cold, missing the beat. I'm looking down at the quiet in the empty street. The world is spinning faster than my mind can even take. I feel like my spirit is about to finally break. Yeah. Just tell everybody I'm sorry, man. I just can't do this no more. I gotta go.
Woke up counting change again. 10 coins on a cracked nightstand. Landlord's note on the peeling door. Red ink where my name should stand. Cup noodles for a late breakfast. Phone off but the dream still rings. Mama says, boy, don't you dare up. I laugh like that, don't sting. Band pockets, big plans, broke shoes, but I still dance. Got nothing in my hands, but I'm holding on. I'm holding on. Small room, big fate, long road, I'm still awake. I don't know how, but I'll find a way. Yeah, I'll find a way. I'll find a way. I'll find a way. I'll find a way. Hey, hey. Bus ride to the night shift hustle. Same jacket 10 winters old. Hands cracked from the cheap detergent. Still writing my name in gold. See my face in the dark train window. 2 eyes in a tired frame. But behind that glass there's a million versions, each one learning from the pain. Band pockets, big plans, broke shoes, but I still dance. Got nothing in my hands, but I'm holding on. I'm holding on. Small room, big fate, long road, I'm still awake. I don't know how, but I'll find a way. Yeah, I'll find a way. I'll find every no I ever heard. Built a staircase in my chest. Every door that slammed so hard turned these lungs into a protest. I stitched my hope to these secondhand sleeves. Every scar on my heart is a map that I read. Band pockets, big plans, broke shoes, but I still dance. Got nothing in my hands, but I'm holding on. I'm holding on. Small room, big fate, long road, I'm still awake. I don't know how, but I'll find a way. Yeah, I'll find a way. I'll find a way. I'll find a way. I'll find a way. Hey, one step, then one more step. Breathe slow, don't you forget. You can have nothing left to spend and still be rich in how it ends. Band pockets, big plans, whispered in the empty air. Might look like I got nothing, but my way out's already here.
Yeah. Take it back to the golden days. Smooth moves, big plays. We keeping it strictly elegant. Check the flow, yeah. Yeah. I step into the room, everybody take notice. Suit tailor-made, your success is the focus. No time for the nonsense, dodging the drama. Taking vacation, chilling in the Bahamas. Smooth on the mic, heavy on the beat. Cruising down the avenue, shining in the street from the ground to the top. We just elevated, hard work paid off, heavily anticipated. I sip the sparkling water, keeping the vision clear. Got the whole team winning, no room for the fear. We building an empire, brick by brick. Clock ticking on the wall, but we moving quick.
Rhythm, 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 can't you see the way this groove is moving me? We riding high, we feeling great. No time to stop, we elevate. Yeah, we just love your classy ways. We making moves to better days.
Back to the business, flipping the script. Got the leather on the seats and the brand new whip. Flash the diamond ring, catch the light from the sun. We only just started, the journey's begun. Dropping the poetry, heavy like a boulder. Feeling like a king, looking over my shoulder. Every word that I speak got a golden touch. Some people talk loud, but they don't say much. I keep it precise, confident and cool. Breaking the barriers, changing the rule. Got the Venice shades, blocking out the hate. We destined for greatness, sealing the fate, yeah.
Rhythm, 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 can't you see the way this groove is moving me? We riding high, we feeling great. No time We making moves to Betty Bag.
Yeah, keep it moving. Yeah, keep it moving. Don't stop the groove. East Coast vibes, worldwide reach. To the top we go. Just let the bass ride.